Less time blow drying, more time texting.
Or D, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have
Ta-da! Twinsies!
I kinda love it. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
RTD riders frustrated with light rail delays between Lone Tree and Union Station now have another option. RTD says inspections are reducing speeds on sections of the Southeast Rail Corridor, increasing travel times on the E and H lines. This rider tells Fox 31 he has experienced those issues.
There have been times where I'd be on the H line and it'd stop at a random spot for like 5-10 minutes, and I miss my bus connection back home, and it's just like, yeah, it's rough.
RTD is partnering with CDOT to provide Bustang service, with RTD riders able to use the Bustang South line for the same price as an RTD ride. The Broncos are continuing their mandatory minicamp. Today is the second session of their 3-day minicamp. It is the last time the team will be together before training camp begins. Wide receiver Cortland Sutton did not guarantee that he will report to training camp in late July if he cannot come to a new contract agreement with the team. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Macy's.
Just south of town, I-25 northbound before Ridgegate Parkway, a crash moved over to the right shoulder, had slow driving. Back from Castle Rock Parkway, we're seeing a 5-minute delay for folks heading into the metro area from the south end. North of there and through Inglewood, Dartmouth Avenue, both east and westbound roads are closed between Federal Boulevard and Tejon Street for emergency road repairs. Heading east near DIA, E470 northbound between I-70 and 56, stop-and-go traffic through ongoing road work. Fox 31, pinpoint weather. It's a hot one out there today, folks. Mostly sunny skies, high 94 this afternoon, overnight low of 63. The current temperature in Denver is 83 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Find the perfect Father's Day gift with Macy's Gift Finder. In just a couple clicks, you'll get personalized gift ideas for every dad at every budget. Visit Macy's.com/gift finder and give love today at Macy's.
Attention Colorado business owners. Want to boost your presence and attract customers? Valpak reaches over 1 million local households each month. Perfect for restaurants, auto shops, retail, entertainment, salons, spas, healthcare, or home service businesses. For just pennies per home, stay top of mind with 2 customized mailings per month and trackable campaigns. New Valpak customers get a free mailing. Call us today at 1-855-2-VALPAK. That's 1-855-2-VALPAK. Valpak, your success delivered.
This is Jay with Excel Roofing. If you have hail damage, call 303-761-6400. We're the best roofing company in Denver. If you would like to work for the best roofing company, you should call me. We need more project managers. If you're organized, not afraid to walk on roofs, and a people person, call me. 303-761-6400. ExcelRoofing.com.
Weekdays 2 to 4, it's Ryan Schuling.
Are we done with the lawfare in the 2024 election or just done for now? And is Dave Williams done for as chair of the Colorado GOP? We won't be done till 4, but the fun starts at 2 on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. Come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. You might be, if you're streaming, you can see Brad O'Brien here from O'Brien Legal Services. We're here helping you to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. Bradley O'Brien is in the real estate law. I love talking about that as well. Real estate is it's a really good thing to do when it comes to, of course, not just living in it, but investing in it. And then Steve, the painter's here doing my front door, and Brad just brought up something. He says, Tom, are you noticing these fumes? I'm getting a little high here. No, I got to turn on my whole house fan. See, I got everything. I got Steve the painter. I got QC whole house fan. I can plug everything in the world by talking. Brad O'Brien is a client. No, seriously. I hope you call us about any problems you have, questions and complaints. And is my compadre, is Mark on? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Shannon, did Mark sign on today? Is he? He had the helm the last few days. Cassandra wants to talk about an issue with a dentist. By the way, this hour brought to you by your people at waterpros.net for the best water systems ever at the lowest prices. Paul, the waterman, waterpros.net. I can't say enough about it. Right now, they're finding all kinds of crap in water, including the chemical that causes Parkinson's disease. Every day, it seems like they discover more in water. That's fresh water as well, people, because of the runoffs. 303-862-5554 is Paul at waterpros.net. So anyway, welcome, and let's talk. Let's go to Cassandra now. Cassandra, what's happening with your dentist, Cassandra?
Well, back in December of 2021, I went into the dentist because I was going to have hip replacement surgery. So
wait. You went to a dentist because you were having hip?
Well, no, listen. I had to have the teeth fixed before I could get my hip replacement.
Okay.
So anyways, I started this process in December 2021. I still don't have. We opted to go with the upper implant.
Yeah.
And a snap-in denture.
Yeah.
And that was $10,000 up front. He was paid in full up front.
Why would you have to pay up front?
I don't know, but that was a requirement.
Now, what about your lowers? I'm just curious about that.
I still have more than half of them.
Okay. So what happened? Tell me what went wrong.
Well, what went wrong was that on May 10th, because I went in for impressions beginning of February of this year, which we hoped would be the final. This is taking forever.
Well, anyway, yeah. Why is it taking so long?
Well, because the lab he was sending him to down in Florida are absolutely ridiculous. I mean, there was minor
So you
changes
finally got
to be made.
impressions a few months ago.
Well, that's like the fifth set of impressions because I don't know what the problem is here, but he up and closed his office on me.
Oh, no.
I went.
Do you, by the way, let me ask you this. Do you have the implants, though? You do have the implants?
Yeah, those are in. Yeah, they're in my jaw.
Now, he did those, right?
Well, he personally didn't, but the dentist that was working for him, Dr. Pivot.
That's what I mean. So for the money that you paid, how much did you pay up front?
$10,000.
Okay. And you got 4 implants so far. What else did you get? You got 5 implants?
Yes, I do, because I'm a little older, osteopenia, whatever it is, that makes your bone loss, kind of.
Yeah.
So we had to put 5 of them in. Anyways.
So hold on. What I'm trying to get at is this. Let me just cut to the chase, because I think you know what I'm trying to get at. No matter what, if the guy goes out of business, he sucks, he's gone. As long as you got something for that $10,000, and if you got 5 implants for the $10,000, you're not behind the 8 ball.
Well, that's not true because I've only got part of the implant, what's actually in the jaw. There's another piece that goes on, and then there's a third piece that goes on that actually snaps to the denture.
Okay, wait a minute. So the implants that you have, the 5 that you have, are simply the implant into the bone, and it doesn't have the adapter for the denture.
Well, there's two more pieces that have to be added.
No, I get it. They're adapters. For the restoration. You have the implants, the adapters, and the restoration. And usually you don't put on the adapters until you have the restoration, so they match.
Well, no, I have, so I've got 5 pieces that are in my jaw, and I have 3 pieces that are attached to 3 of the 5.
Okay.
The other 2 fell out because it was taking them so long.
But here's what I'm asking, and this is going to be crucial.
Yes.
Did you get $10,000 worth of work? Now, whether or not you like what they did, if it was proper, did you, in other words, if you went to another dentist for exactly what you have, 5 implants and 3 parts still, just whatever. Is it worth 10 grand? Have you had another dentist tell you?
I have not. But we're only talking about there's $1,700 a piece for the little titanium, the final piece. There's $1,700 each, and I have documentation to show all that.
So are you talking about the posts? The titanium
That's what he's
posts?
talking about. That's what she's talking about. She got 5 posts.
Right.
Those posts, Doc, are like $2 grand.
No,
I'm just trying to get a picture in my head.
Only the little tiny piece that goes. Okay, so you've got one piece that goes in the jaw, and then you have another piece.
Okay,
that put on right away.
Cassandra, listen. Here's what I'm getting at. Okay, really, and I know why you're calling, because the guy's out of business. But if he's out of business, here's the question: Did this guy do a malpractice? Or was he just a bad business person? There's a big difference. And did he lie and cheat? What's that?
Well, yeah. But I mean, he said on his door.
Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want.
I'd like to be able to find the guy. I mean, I've sent certified
Why?
letters.
Why?
Well, because I think he needs to rectify this.
Okay, now, Cassandra, do you really want this clown? Do you really want this clown to continue working with you?
No, but
okay.
I don't. I mean, I'd like to be able to do something to be able to. He's only done about $2,500 worth of work.
No, you're wrong. If you have 5 posts, you're wrong. I'm sorry. We're disagreeing on this one.
Well, we are, because I have on documentation that it was X amount to pull the teeth, X amount to put.
Wait a minute. He pulled your teeth plus put in 5 posts, and you don't think that's 10 grand?
But it's not in.
How much do you think it is, Cassandra? How much work do you think was done? How much?
About $3 grand.
Okay. Well, then here's what you do, Cassandra. Call the dental board and make a complaint, and then take the guy to small claims court. We can help you find him, but you're going to lose. Cassandra, I can't. No, really. There's nothing I can do for you. Okay. There's no way for $3 grand. You can't even get. Okay. You can't get. Never mind. Doc, do you understand what I'm trying to get at? I don't. Yes. Cassandra, you're not going to go anywhere. Even if you find the guy went out of business, okay? It's not malpractice. You have 5 posts. He pulled all of your teeth. You don't have infection. You don't have anything. You're ready to go from here forward. I am telling you that the 10 grand is not a complete ripoff. Maybe I'm overestimating. Maybe you may be behind the 8 ball by $2 grand. Maybe. Doc, what do you think? You've seen enough. You have enough friends who are dentists. Do you really believe that they can pull all her teeth and put in 5 posts? If they did nothing else, just 5 posts, and pull all those teeth, that she wouldn't eat up most of that 10 grand?
It's at least 10 grand.
Okay. And even if it's 8, okay, what do you want? Do you want a $2,000 refund? You want a $7,000 refund? Go to small claims court and lose. Because, Cassandra, listen, I'm all about fighting for consumers. And what that dentist did sucked, okay? I agree with you 100%. But you got to move on. You just got to move. You're not going to get a refund. And I'm not saying this because I don't want to help you.
I do have the $6,400 that I just found the figure for the extraction, and then the putting in the what does it say right here? It says surgical placement of implant body, and then the extractions. All of that came to
how much?
$6,400.
Okay, if that's what he charged, if that's
$3,600.
Okay, if you have that and he owes you now, okay. So if you have that by contract, then he would owe you.
I do.
Okay,
yeah.
Then you should use that contract to take him to small claims court, because unlike a regular corporation, if he abandons your care, I think you could win. You need to help find him, right? You need help finding this guy?
I do.
Okay, hold on. Give all the information you have to Kachina, and I'll get Suze. Maybe, Suze, you can get one of our investigators to find this guy. Okay, so let's see if we can help you there. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. You know, I do not blame her for being upset. I would be too, I guess, right? Okay, so you can't say much about that. By the way, Frank Duran, the real estate man, will do an evaluation of your home for the asking. Frank Duran, the real estate man, You ask him, and he'll give you a complete analysis of what your property will sell for without any kind of obligation. 303-920-1622.
Hey, it's Michael Brown. Tune in Saturday mornings at 8 to discover how you can safely make 50 to 80% returns on your...
You're up in about 10 seconds, and we've got Mark on the phone ready to go for you.
Thank you.
Key will produce and protect your growing net worth. Saturday mornings at 8, right here.
I don't know what
K-How.
All right, I want to talk about Europlumbing, Colorado.net. Europlumbing. Do you know what Europlumbing will do? A steal of a deal on water heaters. No one can touch them. $13.99 for a hot water heater, fully installed, the old one taken out and hauled away. Then let's talk about a 50-gallon tank. Just $14.99. No matter what you want plumbing, they say they'll save you money, and they say put us to the test. Europlumbing, Colorado.net. And by the way, here is the number, 303-668-6844. Now, I want to talk to my friend Mark Szymanski, I've known for many years, and Mark owns and operates Genesis, TotalExteriors.com, and I want to emphasize the Total Exteriors because a lot of people have just been hurt with storm damage, and if it's on the outside of your house, Mark can fix it. Mark, let's talk about it.
I tell you, Tom, it's shaping up like it did last year. The storm damage is getting widespread. It's staying pretty much right now on the east side of the Denver market area, but it's reaching from Firestone all the way down to South Aurora. And we're seeing window damage, roof damage, siding. We're seeing all damage, and it's a widespread storm. And I think if you've been hit, you need to have us come out and give you an evaluation to make sure before you call your insurance company.
Now, the reason Mark says before you call insurance is because insurance will count it against you even if you end up not having damage. But also, if you call Mark first, Mark, you will point out all of their damage from the top of their house down to the foundation.
Of course. And then when they set up an appointment, if there is damage, you set up an appointment with your adjuster, and we come out and we represent you and to meet with the adjuster to point all those things out to the adjuster to make sure things aren't missed.
That's Genesis TotalExteriors.com. Someone I know and trust, you can too. 303-679-8509. Thanks, guys. You got my message. I didn't see the message there, so. How much time do... Oh, never mind. I don't have a lot.
2.
I know. Got it. Oh, I have the A-team today.
How was your vacation?
It was good.
Where'd you end up going?
I
California?
No. I took it off for something else, for intense study. I know it's weird. I know. I had to cram the last few days for a test. I know. It's crazy.
Well, let's just call it vacation because that's kind of boring.
But it was a vacation.
Yeah.
A vacation from all my lovely friends.
Well, you missed a lively Mark yesterday.
What was it about?
Well, he got really
Pissed?
About Camping World, Camping World issue.
Oh, what happened? I thought that guy was supposed to clean up Camping World, the prophet. Did he mention that?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, good.
But he's not doing it, and this woman has been ghosted by...
For over a year.
Yes.
Almost a year, I think.
Yes. Yeah. And Bo's working on it right now, but he just basically lost it because 2 of the people at Camping World, she's probably called, I don't even know how many times. Bo has called a bunch.
A dozen times, yeah.
Nobody ever calls him back. And then we had an issue with a car question where...
I had a diesel truck.
All you need to know, I was going to talk about the dipstick.
Yeah, that's the same guy.
So he had this diesel car that he never got an engine light. It's a 2023 Dodge Ram. It's under warranty. Dodge won't fix it because they're saying that he didn't have any oil in the engine, but he's got all of his receipts from all the oil changes he had. And this guy called up and basically said, it's his own damn fault for not checking the dipstick. And so that took on a whole other meeting.
I wish Mark could call in about that.
He probably
10
could
seconds.
if you want.
Fiduciary Advisors, TrajanWealth.com. 630 KHOW.
An iHeartRadio station.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now we're going to talk to Joe. He has an issue. Oh, wait. Are you there, Joe? Did we disconnect?
That's me. He's good.
Joe, hi.
Hi.
What's going on, man?
Well, I had sent pictures and let you know about a problem I had with the window installation job. Been in my house for over 20 years, and then I had these Marvin Infinity windows put in.
Now, they're supposed to be really good windows, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. They were fiberglass, and that's why I chose them.
Yeah, now hold on. When did you have this done?
A little over 2 years ago.
And who did it?
It was Next Gen Windows in Fort Collins.
Okay. So Next Gen was a dealer, right?
Yeah, distributor dealer.
And, okay, are you having a problem with the window or the installation?
I believe it is more installation than it is window.
Okay, because there is no doubt that Marvin would stand behind the product itself, right?
I would hope so.
No, I'm thinking they will. They have a good name. Joe, where is Next Gen? And first, tell me what your problem is. What's the problem?
That started in less than a week after installation, and what I have is extreme air leakage coming around or through the windows and going to the outside.
So hold on. So this air leakage is your main problem, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And are you getting any moisture coming in?
Not coming in, but when it's in the wintertime and it gets really cold, it blows through and around the windows. It goes right through the brick mold even.
I get it.
And then it starts forming moisture and condensation.
Well, okay, I got you. Now, that is definitely faulty installation. So my obvious question is this. Did you call Next Gen?
Oh, man. Yeah, it's like talking to a garbage can.
So these people have not had the courtesy after selling you a house full of windows to come out and check it?
Well, even before they come out, they make excuses. It's humidity, the siding's rotten and falling off. They didn't build my house right. I could just go on and on.
Well, okay, listen. All of that could be true. But if what I'm saying is this, if they put in a window, if the other ones weren't doing this, then the new ones shouldn't do this. They should be able to caulk or seal around them.
Oh, I agree 100%. But when I did a complete tear out, I had efficient wood windows, a full jam window in the house for over 20 years.
Okay, hold on a second. Just hold on. Joe, I want to get an expert on. Hey, I want Kachina. Can you get Mark Szymanski back on? And I want to ask him a few questions about this.
You got it.
Hold on, Joe. 303.
All right.
Oh, yeah, just hang on, Meryl. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Brad O'Brien. Brad, I'm wondering, ownership. People are asking about ownership. There's a there's a kind of ownership that I truly did not come across before, but it sounds a lot like a joint tenancy with right of survivorship. Okay, right? But what is joint tenancy in its entirety? Is that a separate form of ownership? This is something someone asks about. Hold on there. There you go, bro. Sorry.
Tenancy by the entirety is something that other states have, just a few states, but not Colorado.
Okay.
Illinois has it, and it's a particular. It's like joint tenancy with right of survivorship, and it's only for married couples. But and it has, but it's for creditor protection. So basically, what it is that a debt of one spouse can't be pursued against the other co-owner or spouse.
Okay, but what if they have joint tenancy with the right of survivorship? Can you go after the one spouse?
Yes. In that case, you could go, the creditor could go after the ownership of the entire property.
Really?
That's jointly
Based
owned.
on just one?
Right.
Okay. All right. So
we don't have that here in Colorado.
No, I get it. Are they doing away with it, or
No.
just some states have it, some don't?
Right.
Okay, so joint tenancy with right of survivorship is one form of ownership for partners or married people or people that want to own the whole, and it gets passed on. Now, what happens then if there's a lien on that property from a creditor and the person who owes the lien dies? Does that other remaining owner who takes full ownership still have to pay off that debt?
Yes, the lien remains, the lien of the person who died remains on the property even when they die.
So I never knew this. I thought that when you had joint ownership or joint tenancy with right of survivor, you protected yourself from creditors. So if let's say a spouse goes bankrupt, can you actually lose the home with joint tenancy and right of survivorship?
Yes, but we have something in Colorado called the Homestead exemption.
Okay, and that alone is something that deserves. But okay, so absent of that, you could lose it technically?
Yes.
Okay, so then a homestead exemption, I hear about this all the time. And can I attempt to make a very simple explanation? Is a homestead exemption basically the part of equity protected in all cases?
Yes, it is.
Okay, is that basically a simple explanation? It's a homestead exemption, exactly what it sounds like. There's a certain part of your equity no one can touch, right? Like, for example, by the way, it used to be in Texas that no equity could be touched. None. In other words, if it was home equity on a primary residence, I don't know if it's still like that in Texas, but do you know why I knew about this in Texas? Because now, my show was on KTRH in Texas for a long time, along with other cities, and there was a big scandal called Enron. And a lot of these people with Enron transferred their equity into homes. They would take their ill-gotten gains and buy a home. And the equity was untouchable. So some of these scoundrels had big, giant mansions where they protected millions of dollars in equity. Did they change the law since then, I wonder?
I'm just generally aware that Texas and Florida have a homestead exemption that covers the whole entire house for your primary residence. And so you can have a $2 million house, the whole thing's protected. That's just my general knowledge.
No, and that's what I think happened with Enron, these people. But I thought there were cries to change it. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. Let's talk about Colorado. What is the homestead exemption in Colorado?
Right now, it's $250,000 of equity is protected from
For
creditors.
a couple or for one? Or for just a house?
Either or.
Okay, just the house
Yeah,
itself.
there's one exemption that an individual could have that's the same amount if it's a couple. Now, if the homeowner is disabled or 60 years or older, it's not $250,000, it is $350,000.
Wow, so nowadays, someone could do a bankruptcy and keep a home with $350,000 of equity.
Yeah, except if they give a mortgage and they give a homestead waiver.
Wait, can you waive it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Now, you can waive it. When you waive it, do you waive it just for that mortgage or when they foreclose, or do you waive it for everyone?
Just for the mortgage.
Okay.
And most mortgages have a homestead waiver in there.
So they can sue you for the deficiency, in other words.
Right.
But another creditor can't say, that guy's got a lot of equity. I'm putting a lien on the house. I'm foreclosing, because they won't get anything.
Yeah, unless there's more than $350,000 of equity or $250,000.
When did that go up so high?
Well, 10 years ago or so, it used to be like 75,000.
Yeah.
But the legislature really bumped it up significantly a couple of years ago.
So they're pretty much saying that it's sacred. Equity is pretty sacred.
Yeah.
All right. I did not know it was that high. I'm going to talk to Mark Szymanski coming up with GenesisTotalExteriors.com, because really he does a lot of windows, and I really want to know what the heck is going on there. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. By the way, Dan McKenzie is an estate planning attorney that I hope you avail yourselves of. We're talking real estate today. Estate law is another very important part of law, and Dan does it in a very logical way, very personalized attention. He'll meet with you personally. 833-CO-PLANS, 833-CO-PLANS.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
A couple slowdowns over on the east end of town, I-70 westbound near Tower Road. Roadwork in the left lane as slow driving back from E470. We're seeing about a 2 to 3 minute delay for folks near DIA. East of there, E470 northbound, ongoing roadwork with slow traffic between I-70 Colfax and 56th. Heading west to Inglewood, Dartmouth, both east and westbound roads closed between Federal Boulevard and Tejon for emergency repairs. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies. It's a hot one today, folks. High 94, overnight low of 63. Tomorrow, warm as well, mostly sunny with a high of 95. The current temperature in Denver is 86 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan at 630 KHOW.
Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
I can't believe how many people call after they've been in an accident and they want to know their next steps. I don't mind you calling, but you know what I'm going to say. Call John Fuller, our personal injury expert, our accident attorney here on the show, and he'll give you free legal advice and talk to you up front, and you will talk to him. There's no call center. There's no intake committee. If you decide it's a good fit, he'll work for you on a percentage fee basis. He'll represent you. You'll even get a cell phone number that you can call or text at any time, because he is dedicated to that personalized service. So please, you can call John directly. You don't need an introduction from me. John Fuller, you'll notice the difference. 303-597-4500. You're not just a number there. 303-597-4500. The website, myaccidentlawyer.co. Now, Sheridan Auto Tech has everything you want in an auto repair facility. First of all, convenience on Colfax west of Wadsworth. They do it all. Light and heavy maintenance. They do repairs. They do electrical issues. And they have value, honesty, and longevity. Need I say more? SheridanAutoTech.com, 303-455-7242. Okay, now how much time do I have?
3.
Thank you.
Yep.
I may or may not have enough time. Do you want anything, Brad?
Doing coffee?
Yeah.
Sure. Black. Thank you.
Strong, right?
Yeah.
Man, we have a generous exemption, man.
Yeah, they really pumped it up. I've had some cases go away because of it. Like somebody got a judgment against them, and their only asset was the house. It was like, I don't know, like a $200,000 judgment. Next, it was like $250, but it was a disabled and elderly couple, so it was less than the $350. So that case just went away. They couldn't.
That goes for condos and everything, right?
Oh yeah.
But okay.
Even houseboats, anything you can call it. It's a very expansive definition of what your residence is.
It's liberal definition.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
If it's your primary residence, or
we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Come.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I'm going to talk to Mark Szymanski now from Genesis Total Exteriors about this case. He doesn't have any part of this case. I'm just asking him as an expert. So, Mark, Joe had some windows put in, Marvin Infinity windows, pretty good window, fiberglass. He had them done about 2 years ago. Hey, Joe, you mentioned you have a brick house?
No, it's lap siding.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Now, you say almost a week or less than a week, you notice air leakage around. In fact, it gets so bad in the winter, the cold air comes in around the windows. Are you going to say it freezes or something?
Yeah, it does on the patio doors, but they didn't seal them right. I had water coming in. I had 2 6-foot patio doors put in, and it rained a couple of times right after they put them in. They said they sealed them, but they didn't.
Did NextGen, who did the installation, did NextGen ever come out and inspect your windows?
Well, they always come out, but they would never do anything. They said it's installed to their standards.
And they said that your house is not built correctly. Is that right?
Yes, and I've got the original blueprints. It's got all the stamps.
Did you have it built, Joe?
No, it was somebody else. I bought it used.
Now, Joe, the wood windows that were in there before never had air infiltration.
I never had any air infiltration.
So I have a simple question.
I
have a simple question for Mark Szymanski, one of our window experts, Genesis Total Exteriors.com. Mark, if they didn't leak before, they shouldn't leak now. We're talking air leakage. Wouldn't you agree, Mark?
I 100% agree, and I think it's all they install. I'm 90% sure, windows come with a fin on the edge of them on all sides, and I'm guaranteeing you what they did with the old windows is they took a Sawzall and just cut out the old windows and never cut back the siding and installed the windows correctly. And again, it's not that it's incorrect. It's just something I don't do. I don't install my windows that way.
But if you do, let's say you do cut off the fins on the new windows even, and you just insert them, or you get the windows with, don't they come without fins for brick and stuff?
You can order them without fins for, yes, a brick.
Do you think they did that and put them in, and then it just needs to be sealed around them?
Yeah, I mean, the best product is an OSI foam, that injectable foam that you spray in around the windows is what you want to do.
So I don't think in other words, Mark, I'm thinking they don't have to redo the whole installation. Are you thinking all he has to do is get these things sealed?
Yeah, I think that's right. I think you can take whatever trim or brick mold is around there, take that off, and make sure it's properly installed. I mean, it's properly have this foam in.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, how many windows do you have?
I've got 8 windows and 2 6-foot sliding doors.
Now, is air leaking on all of them?
Oh, yeah, and it's going right around the window and through the brick mold. You've seen the pictures.
Now,
they've got a fiberglass.
here's what I
kind
say.
of plastic.
Here's what I say, Joe, and it's a very easy thing to do. Get an estimate to remove all the molding and seal around the windows. Get an estimate.
Yeah, well, but here's I think part of the problem. They put about a 2.5 jam extension on because the wood windows were 4 and 9 fully jammed, and they were insulated from outside to inside.
Well, hold on. What does that mean, Mark, a jam extension?
It's because the window is thinner than the wall.
Oh, okay, okay. So they made the windows wide, but you can still seal them, Joe. What do you mean that's the problem? You can still get an estimate for sealing them, right?
Well, here's the problem, too, and I says I could probably fix it myself.
Joe, what's the problem? Get to the problem.
And the problem is leakage, and if they fully wrap that whole interior RO and fully insulate it from inside to outside and seal all around, because you got exposed
Joe,
can go through
keep
it.
going. You're not finishing. Keep going.
And so they have to fully wrap that, seal it, foam it inside, and then clear to the outside. There should be 5 inches. They only put a couple of inches of foam around the window, put the jam extension and casing on like a picture frame unit, and never foamed or insulated around the jam extension to the window.
Now,
So
hold on.
open
Mark,
air.
do you understand what he's saying, and is he correct?
I understand what he's saying, and yes, I agree. You know, if there's only like an inch or two of foam in there, then it's probably not continuous. And yeah, that could be the problem for sure. And then did they also flash above the window and above the trim?
Well, I made sure that they did put a drip cap on it, and that's all there is, just like the wood windows had.
Right.
Okay. So here's the solution, Joe. When I tell you this and you say, here's the problem, I'm asking straight up. You get an I'm telling you straight up, you get an estimate for sealing, and you keep saying you can't. You can get an estimate on what it will cost to seal those windows. Is that right?
Yeah, but they tell me if I touch them, all the warranties...
Joe,
There's
you didn't
only
let me finish now. You can get an estimate on what it will take to seal the windows. The warranty will not be affected because Marvin is the one that does that. And if you're only sealing around a window, it will not interfere with the Marvin warranty. Once you get an estimate, now you have damages for what I believe is a breach of contract by NextGen. So let's say it's going to be under $7,500. I don't know if it will or not. What do you think, Mark? How many windows? 8 windows. Do you think it'll be, and 2 doors? Do you think that'll be under $7,500 to do all those ceilings?
Yes, I would think so.
If so, then, Joe, you can sue them in small claims court for those damages. That is what I would do. I would call a legitimate company. NextGen, there's no sense. They already said they're not going to do it. I would call a legitimate company like Genesis or someone who has time to do this repair, have them estimate the repair. Now you have damages that you make a demand to NextGen, or we will. And if NextGen says no, you take them to small claims court for breach. That's what I would do. 303-713. What's that, sir?
Yeah. Let me tell you this. They've even had a service manager come out, and I showed him the pictures that I sent to you, and they looked at it, and he goes, oh, my God, they're not installed right.
Okay,
Can
Joe.
you give me another week or two?
Okay, Joe, as I said, get your estimate, call us back, please. And, of course, Genesis, their number is 303-679-8509.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
A couple slowdowns over on the east end of town, I-70 westbound near Tower Road. Roadwork in the left lane. Slow driving back from E470. We're seeing about a 2 to 3 minute delay for folks near DIA. East of there, E470 northbound, ongoing roadwork with slow traffic between I-70 Colfax and 56th. Heading west to Inglewood, Dartmouth, both east and westbound roads closed between Federal Boulevard and Tejon for emergency repairs. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies. It's a hot one today, folks. High 94, overnight low of 63. Tomorrow, warm as well, mostly sunny with a high of 95. The current temperature in Denver is 86 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan at 630 KHOW.
Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Red Rocks Roof and Solar, the company that I tell you has some of the best approaches to solar systems. Yeah, they do the sales, the installation, the service. They're experts on getting you the best tax credits, 40% with them, not just 30. And they can help you with financing. And if you have a commercial system, they can get you some grants from REAP, and they have grant writers available to get you your system paid for 100%. You heard me right. RedRocksRS.com. That's 303-704-2449. Hey, K&H Home Solutions is a company we love, and you know they have a window called Alpern Windows, and it's made right here in Colorado. What a great window that is, a fiberglass thermally insulated window. And you have the heritage of that window along with the oldest home improvement company in Colorado, that's K&H Home Solutions, to do it. 303-421-7100, 303-421-7100 for anything on the outside of your house, khwindows.com.
You want his number?
No, I don't need it. I'm just going to get on the air and do a follow-up on Camping World.
All right.
Tell Kelly, because now's a good time. There's nobody waiting.
How do I do it? Just push the online? Push the online?
Just go and tell him.
Oh, okay.
That's the easiest way.
Okay. I'm still not familiar with the buttons. Camping World.
Okay, yeah. Well, we've got open lines, so I'll put you on.
Great.
How you guys doing?
Good, buddy.
Good.
Yourself?
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Doc. Yeah.
Hey, Tom.
Yes, Kachina. Yeah.
So Bo has an update on the Camping World, but if you look under topics at the very bottom, it says Camping World. There's 2 guys on there with a number. That is the phone number that they were given to call, and neither one of these 2 have gotten back to either the client, whose name is Melissa.
Is this the one Mark went off on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm just letting you know that that is under topics and that Deputy Bo has an update.
Okay.
Cool.
iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Risky Business.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Premier Window Washing is going strong right now with the good weather. There's Premier Window Cleaning and Pressure Washing. WeCleanWindows.co if you need a great job. WeCleanWindows.co. They also do window tinting. WeCleanWindows.co. Now, let's continue. And we have Deputy Bo. He has a Camping World update. Now, I know Mark really was pissed off at them yesterday. Bo, can you recap the original problem here, and I'll bring it up?
Yes. Lady named Melissa bought a camper from Camping World over a year ago.
Yeah.
And
paid $38,000, and it hasn't.
Yes.
She hasn't been able to use it.
Right. She only used it for a few days. She went on a trip 2 days after they bought it, and it started getting moisture in the camper, so they brought it back. They found a lot of cracks. And now this camper was brand new. So they sent the camper back to Lance, which was the manufacturer, and they had it for like 4 to 5 months, and then sent the camper back. And apparently she still has the same problems with they didn't repair the cracks properly, and the jacks do not work. So she left the camper there because basically it's unusable. So she's been trying to get a hold of the people at Camping World to
Were the cracks in the roof?
They were she called the cracks were in the basement and in the walls, and basically in the structure. And when they repaired it, I guess they just did a superficial repair. They just coated it with something and put in lag screws. She sent pictures. It looked like a...
So what are we doing? Will they do anything about it?
Well, Tom, Melissa has called over there 4 or 5 times. I called 6 times to talk to their service manager, and they just will not return the call. So what I did yesterday, I did a little research and found out that this Marcus Lemonis is the owner of Camping World. So
Marcus is the one that does that show, The Profit.
Yeah. So I was able to get a hold of his corporate offices yesterday. I talked to his secretary, told her the whole deal, and I just wanted to make sure I had the right number and it was legitimate. So I followed up with a call with Marcus Lemonis' office today. He's in Illinois. Gave her the story, just want to make sure I had the right people. And Marcus's secretary, Cheryl, was very receptive, but she wants the owner of the camper to call them.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, yeah.
And that's fine. So I called Melissa. I told Melissa to call Marcus Lemonis' office this morning and tell them his office the whole problem, and hopefully, since he's the owner of the company, he'll be able to give her a refund or to get her I think she deserves a refund or a brand new camper.
I do too.
Because she bought it new and they can't use it. I mean, they haven't spent $39,000 and they can't use they only used the camper once.
Now,
yes.
Why was Mark upset because they weren't calling back or anything?
Yeah, she spent all this money. They're not calling us back. They're not calling the owner, Melissa, back. They just will not return her calls.
Okay.
I think they should go on the Sleaze Brigade if Marcus Lemonis does not
think
take care
he
of
was
it.
supposedly going to turn this place around because they had such horrendous customer service.
It sucks.
Yeah.
You got to help this
We
lady.
get, every time we get a complaint, we hear the same thing about Camping World. It used to be pretty good, then it went down the hill, and then he took it over, and we thought it was going to turn around, but it hasn't yet. So let's wait and see what we find out about this. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up, and we have some real estate issues to talk about that I think you're going to be very interested in as well. 303-713-8255. Okay. Coffee. Oh, man. He did he was doing my front door. Let me show you this. On here. All right, I think it's on here.
Constantly making trips to Home Depot.
Look at that.
Oh, that's a nice custom front door. Oh, is that your turn?
That is just refinishing. How it looked like shit. It was so fake. Yeah. Huh? That was, I don't know actually. I don't know what that is.
Nice hardwood, huh?
I'm going to grab a water, Doc. Do you want something?
What?
It's on my list.
I'm going to get a water.
I'm good, thanks.
God, they don't last long in Colorado.
Oh, thank you. They are good.
From my kids.
I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah.
Do you spend Father's Day with your kids? Do they do something special for you?
Well, actually, my kid is graduating from DU. We're going to the ceremony on Saturday.
Wow.
So I got some family coming in, and the graduation is Saturday, and we're going to go to some Japanese barbecue place downtown. So then I'm hoping to have some Sunday by myself. I love cheesecake. They make me a cheesecake once a year. I may have to entertain my relatives, so we'll see. So I'm going to take Friday off here. Tomorrow I'm going to clean up the house for everybody.
Well, I have a tradition with my son that works great. We go play golf, and then we go back to the clubhouse, have lunch, and watch the end of the U.S. Open.
Oh.
So we've been doing that for years and years.
Well, that's great. Your son has you guys have a similar hobby, golf.
Yeah, we love to play golf together.
Who wins? Who's the better golfer?
He's not even close. I mean, he hits the ball 325 yards every time.
Oh,
We played on Saturday the other day. He hit a 373-yard drive.
Wow.
There's no way I can, compete with him. Yeah. But it's just great to see him play like that. He always liked baseball. He played baseball all through high school, and then if he had played golf instead of baseball, he literally could have been a professional golfer.
Oh, really?
Because he's so strong and big, and he just
got good arms.
He just kills the ball.
And did you say he's not working now?
He's still looking for a job.
What's his expertise, Doc? I forgot.
He does some kind of IT stuff.
Oh, that's right. He's a computer geek. Lockheed Martin's looking for some. I'm looking for a job for my daughter at Lockheed Martin. I think I saw IT stuff on their website. Defense contractor. They pay pretty good and have good benefits.
Yeah, she an IT person also?
No, she actually an art and business major, so she wants to get into marketing. They got to do posters or human resources, but a lot of my family members worked at Lockheed Martin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got good benefits, and they always have the money because there's always some war going on. They're making missiles and rockets.
But they don't need much marketing because they just sell to the government mostly, right?
Yeah, but they have to put on seminars, like do presentations, put like slides, PowerPoint presentations. But yeah, you're right. The federal government's their number one customer. But they're looking. You should go on their website. There's all sorts of IT, cybersecurity.
I'm sure he's sent out loads of resumes.
It's a beautiful place, dude. It's a great campus.
It's out by Red Rocks, right? Not Red Rocks. Yeah, by Red Rocks.
It's Waterton Canyon.
Yeah.
That way. But yeah, they got
by Arrowhead.
You're right. It's by Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Now you might double check it. I know they're looking because I've been on their website looking for my kid. She's not too motivated. I got to look for a job for her. Starbucks is incredible.
Wednesday at 4. Should Dave Williams stay or go as GOP chair? Reportedly more and more votes lining up to remove him. Should Hunter Biden do time? And what should Trump do to prepare for the 627 debate? Join me at 4.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Here to help you solve your problems, answer questions, take complaints, get your calls in for sure. And we'd love to help you on anything that you need help with. So don't let things fester. If you have a problem, a question, a complaint, someone lied to you, cheated you, ripped you off, we want to hear about it. And we try to help you by warning you. We try to help you by exposing the bad guys so other people don't make the same mistake. And it's just the only show that really talks about all of this stuff. Remember, you can call 303-MARTINO 24/7, 303-627-8466. I got an email, very curious. Listen to this one. My name is Alec, and I use Jeff Jolliffe. Oh, my God. Jeff Jolliffe. Anyone listening right now, go to YouTube, look up Jeff Jolliffe on my Troubleshooter Network page, or go to LinkedIn or Instagram, The Real Tom Martino, or wherever, and you'll see a video about Jeff Jolliffe. Jeff Jolliffe replaced my transmission. It doesn't work. We do not under any circumstances, want to return it for warranty work? Well, of course not, because when you do, it's either stolen or not fixed, and he's not fixed dozens. I've spent hours researching him, his old companies, his lawsuits, his complaints. I'd love to retain counsel and file a lawsuit against him. Man, you can, but it's going to be futility. What happens? You get a judgment. This guy is such a deadbeat. Really, the only thing this is me talking now, not this email, he's got to be arrested. That's really what has to happen. He has to be arrested. It says, there is no shortage of individuals this man has scammed. Instead of pursuing an individual lawsuit, what about if we just do something as a class action? You know, as Brad will tell you, Brad O'Brien's an attorney, class actions, a lot of people mistake a class action and what it's meant for. This kind of a lawsuit you're talking about would more like be a joinder lawsuit where you're all been ripped off by the same guy. Class actions are usually, how do I explain it, Brad? A lot of people confuse it. They say, we should do a class action lawsuit because there are victims. But class action is really a whole different animal, isn't it?
Well, I don't do class actions.
No, of course
I know
not,
they
yeah.
do. They look for commonality of claims.
And they look for big claims and many claims and plentiful claims because it takes on a giant class of people.
Well, the court looks for commonality
Right.
of claims. The lawyers who bring those kind of claims look for
victims.
The money pot.
Yeah.
It has to be a big pot of money at the end that would justify
Yeah.
they're doing it on a comp basis.
And
on a spec basis.
Suing someone for a similar complaint is not necessarily a class action.
No, you can have like 3 to 5 plaintiffs without being a class action.
Yeah, without being.
Right.
Yeah. Now, usually what a class action is that there are so many victims out there that you can actually start soliciting for people who meet these circumstances. In other words, it wouldn't be worth it to go out and then start advertising, have you been a victim of Jeff Jolliffe? We're all going to do a class action. Because as Brad said, there's no money in it. And also a class action is for public good. Now, that doesn't mean it wouldn't do the public any good getting Jeff out of business. It would, but not the public in general. It's a weird distinction, but you're not going to get a class action. You're just not going to get one. Anyway, he wants to know if I would be interested in pursuing class. You can. Here's what we should do. We should try to get him arrested. We should try to get the state attorney general to take action against him. He's a flagrant, repeated violator of the consumer protection laws. He is truly what a state attorney general should go after. And I say a state attorney general because he's in different jurisdictions at different times. So a district attorney is not going to do it. So I believe you should go to the state attorney general's office. We should get a list of victims and just try to get the guy truly in trouble with the state attorney general. That's what I believe needs to happen. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Now, these guys erased my questions for you that came in on text, so I need to find them. Okay, Brad O'Brien Legal Services for Real Estate. One, when we talked about primary residences, and we talked about the Homestead exemption, you can protect up to $350,000 of equity if you're over 60. And that's a lot of equity. But the definition of a residence, because you brought this up, it's more than just a house, right?
Well, the homestead or dwelling is widely defined in the statute. So it could be things like a houseboat or a trailer coach, mobile home.
Oh, like a motorhome, a big motorhome.
Yeah, it could even be a shipping container if that's what you live in.
Wow.
It could be a yurt.
So if it's a primary residence, it can be covered up to $350,000.
Right.
Okay, now, not vacation homes though, right?
Not second homes.
Not at all, okay. can you switch what is a first home and a second home if someone starts coming after you? If you have like an expensive home in the mountains and you have a primary residence in Denver or somewhere else, can you switch? If you sniff lawsuits coming, can you go to the more expensive house and call it and switch your primary residence?
Yeah, it's the house that you intend to be your primary dwelling.
And you can switch that even.
Right. And a married couple can actually split.
Have two?
If they're both owned jointly, you can claim a homestead exemption on 2 homes.
Wow. So you can have 2 joint homes. Your wife has 1 primary residence and you have another.
Right. If, in fact, each one uses the separate house as their primary residence.
Well, use and declare are 2 different things. I mean, I doubt that the trustee is going to go check the bedrooms to see who's sleeping there.
Well, when 6 figures of equity is at stake, people will look into the facts of actually how did you use the residence. You can be gone temporarily. It doesn't have to be occupied like all the time. But as long as you have an intent to return after a temporary basis, it can still be your primary.
Then, what about when it comes to HOA lawsuits against condo people and townhome people? Because that happens a lot with liens. Do the HOAs supersede homestead exemptions? That's a good question. In other words, HOAs are forever threatening to take people's places for violations when fees add up.
I'm not 100% sure on the answer. I think that if the HOA documents include a homestead waiver, then it would be waived.
So that you can actually then waive it. You can waive it if you bought an expensive boat or car.
Yeah, the only type of lien that I know automatically goes outside of the homestead exemptions is a federal tax lien.
Right, of course. Taxes. I mean, I imagine state taxes too. I imagine any taxes.
Yeah, I'm just not sure about the HOA lien.
So that's a good point, though. You need to look for those waivers because there are many times you could sign a separate document waiving your right to a homestead exemption, which would give the creditor a right to come after it.
Right. When you sign a mortgage or a deed of trust, it's going to be buried in the fine print, probably on the last page where it says homestead waiver.
And maybe, do you think regular consumer loans might start doing that? Because it is such a big...
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, you look for that. That's something that people... And then, of course, if you do oppose it, people are going to ask, why are you opposing it? I mean, in other words, why would you oppose the homestead waiver if you plan on paying? I mean, really, in other words, that's a good point. They could say, well, we're not going to loan you the money.
I mean, if you list your home equity as an asset on your loan application and you're showing, and that's one of my assets, in fairness, that's something that the lender ought to be able to recover against if you're using it to justify the loan.
Okay, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. 888heating.com has the risk-free service fee of just $28 to service any one item in your house. Now, get this. Once you do that, they come to your house for $28, and if you need anything more, they will then credit you the $28 risk-free service fee from a company I know and trust, 888heating.com.
Don't miss the Tree Farms Gardener Sale going on right now. Save on thousands of trees, shrubs, perennials, vines, berries, and more.
You're up in about 20 seconds, and Joe is on the phone ready to go for you.
Spruce, upright juniper, and more. 5-year-old 4 to 5 foot tall green column juniper trees, only $199.99. The Tree Farms Gardener Sale. Come
You
see.
take I-25 to exit 235, then 5 miles west to the tree farm.
You know, there are very few investments where you can actually advertise guaranteed. In fact, probably only 1 or 2 of them. And that's when it's actually guaranteed. You're going to learn about this if you want to come to the seminar June 20th at the Sheraton DTC. Just mark the calendar June 20th and listen to Joe. Joe, what will people learn?
Well, you know, Tom, it's going to be a fully educational seminar, almost like a class. We're going to teach people that there is an alternative to the stock market. People are really fed up with the volatility of the stock market. So they're going to be learning that they are guaranteed accounts that they can transfer their 401ks, their IRAs, any retirement account into what we call the guaranteed pension account, which is guaranteed, Tom, not to lose your principal, the money that you put in, or any gains. And the upside is that you can make it grow. So basically, people will learn how to grow and protect their retirement so they can have a peaceful, and I'm talking about this, seriously, a peaceful, because people have a lot of times they don't have any peace. Financial
No,
peace.
I know. You know,
And,
people like Joe, people can speculate when they're younger or maybe have a big variety, but as you get older, you want to protect your nest egg in order for it to be income. But Joe's going to talk about more than that. You're going to talk about Social Security. You're going to talk about Medicare. You're going to talk about insurance and all the stuff,
Taxation.
reverse loans.
You bet.
Yeah, and this is where people will learn something. No obligation ever to purchase anything. 303-779-6600. MyMoneyMyWay.com. 303-779-6600. QCColorado.com. Wow, I just turned that fan on today. Brad could tell you, but I'm not going to make him. But anyway, we had some fumes in the house from some stuff being done. And then I figured, wait a minute, it's a little warm, got some fumes in the house. Boom, turn that on. It cleared it out in 30 seconds, and the house feels comfortable. If you want your air conditioner to work less, trust me when I tell you, I have used this now for 4 years. It's the QC Whole House Fan. I love it. QCColorado.com. Let me tell you, I use it all the time, and my air conditioner works way less. Way less. That's why I'm saving money. In fact, it's more than paid for what I have spent putting it in. They can come to your house in just a few hours and get it all done. No room. It's all remote controlled. You don't ever have to worry about in-house wiring as far as in the walls. 303-800-3419. Get it done. 303-800-3419. QCColorado.com.
Flag Day's Friday.
Why do we have that? No.
Yeah, I agree. We need to have Flag Day off.
I'll have to wear something red, white, and blue.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. 630 KHOW,
an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's go to William. He has an issue with an extended warranty, And people, you can also call 303-MARTINO during the show, after the show, tonight, anytime, and we'll get back to you, 303-627-8466. Hey, William, what's going on?
Oh, thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I've got a vehicle, 2013 Ford Explorer, and we bought an extended warranty on it years ago before I knew that Tom Martino said I had thing to do.
Well, I don't like them under most circumstances. I don't like them. So, how many miles?
83,000.
Well, that's low mileage.
Yeah, really good car, nice car. We took it in to get it serviced. The shop got a hold of us, said, hey, they call it a PTU since it's an all-wheel drive car, but it's basically the little transfer case.
Okay.
It's leaking. There's never been any drips, but it's the output shaft seal starting to fail. Well, they're kind enough that they do the work with these companies, so they start a claim for it. The inspector, who's a contractor, he doesn't work for the company. He comes out, does the inspection, but in his report, he said something up to the point that it's cracked. Okay? Well, he advises that it needs to be replaced. Well, they do not cover a cracked engine block or anything like that unless it's a mechanical failure that causes it. But they do, however, cover seals and gaskets up to 150,000 miles. Well, because he said it was cracked, they didn't really look at the pictures very good. They don't actually show a crack, and they've denied it.
Uh-huh.
I've had it up in the driveway last weekend, exceptionally beautiful pictures, and there is no crack. It just shows, and I've done enough gearboxes in my life that it shows the capillary movement of it. It shows the wet where it's coming out of the seal. But since somebody put cracked, and I have called them, and I've talked with them extensively, and they won't do anything. They won't open another claim. What is my recourse? I'm going to replace it, period. I mean, I ain't waiting for it to fail.
Now, under the terms of the warranty, they would replace the seal if it was just the seal, right?
Well, it is a common failure for that.
I understand that. I'm asking you this. Under most extended warranties, they won't cover seals. They will say that's normal wear and tear. So tell me, you have one of the rare ones that will actually cover seals.
Yes.
You're absolutely sure? Because I've never heard of one that covers normal seals, unless they're blown out.
I've read it back and forth, and under the powertrain, it says they cover seals up to 150,000 miles.
Okay, good. That's excellent. Now, you're saying they're turning this down because of a so-called crack that's not there. And I believe it was probably done on purpose, where they didn't want to cover it, and that this guy he probably gets paid on how many claims he can get denied. What I'd like to know is, what's the name of the warranty company?
Endurance.
Is what?
Endurance. E-N-D-U-R.
Is it a warranty or is it a service contract?
It's an extended warranty on the vehicle.
Okay.
We used them one time. We had something went out, and it was a breeze, an absolute breeze.
Okay.
And it wasn't a big job.
Okay.
$100, done.
Now, how much will it cost to replace this seal?
Well, once again, where I was going, they do not, it's a non-rebuildable part as per OEM. So they just replace the whole thing.
Well,
it would be $300.
Do you think your warranty would have to replace the whole thing? Because your warranty says seals. So if the seals can't be warranted, can they prorate the new one and just pay for the seal part? First of all, that's what the warranty. Here's whatever they would cover. you're entitled to if this guy made a misdiagnosis. That's the bottom line. Whatever they would cover. So what is your recourse? Your recourse is to have us fight with them, but they don't care normally, or to take them to small claims court for the cost.
That's what I was looking for, because I can have it repaired, take the part, have a certified inspector inspect it, more pictures and whatnot, and that's what I was wondering. Can I take them to small claims court?
Well, you can and you can't. If they have an agent here in town, you can. If they're not here, you have to go where they're located.
Okay. The number we got to contact somebody was a 303 or a 720, I believe. But
okay, well, that's good. If they have, many of them will have an agent here because they're doing business here, and you can serve that agent, the registered agent. So just look it up at the Secretary of State. I believe you'll win if you can show there are no cracks in that thing. I believe you're going to win.
And that's exactly where I was going with it, and I needed your stamp of.
But here, let me explain something to you. You have to show there are no cracks. They're going to try to make a settlement with you, but you have to explore the part of your warranty about replacing it. And I don't know if you replace it with another used one or a new one, or I don't have your warranty, so you're going to have to figure that one out.
Okay.
And then you sue accordingly for your damages, not what not just, getting a brand new one. Now, maybe a new one, I don't know. And have you tried contacting the inspector directly to see if he'll change?
I have. And it was the inspector that said, you need to go through. He spoke with me, and we went through.
Well, hold on. Does he maintain it's a crack?
He does not maintain it's a crack. But he said the only way for them to do it again is I have to go back through my shop. My shop has to call the warranty provider again, start a new claim. With my pictures or whatnot.
Well, why don't you do that?
And then they won't do it. They have. I've been that route, and I got contacted by the shop yesterday and says they told them this is it. It's over. It's done. We won't go. We won't chew our food twice, basically.
Yeah, you know what, I just hope people are listening to this. There is no way that people should get these warranties because they suck. They absolutely suck. How much did you pay for this warranty? How much did you pay for it?
Oh, it was $85 a month for I don't know how many years.
Then that's not an extended warranty. What that is a service contract.
Well, okay.
Extended warranties are not purchased by the month. They're just not. They're purchased with a lump sum. If you're paying by the month, it's a service contract. Totally different animal.
Oh.
So, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. If they did you wrong, they did you wrong. But you said you paid so much a month. Are you still paying it?
No, you pay when you either can pay it all at one sum. You can pay it so much a month for so long, and then you're done.
Oh.
And I mean, it's been paid for it's been paid for like a year and a half.
It might be. Then that might be an extended warranty. I don't know what you had, but in any case, you're on the right track of going after these clowns. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, waterpros.net. Get a whole house water purification system for around, $3,500 to get rid of everything you need to get rid of in your water and make it pure and healthy. 303-862-5554.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW.
An iHeartRadio station.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
Pretty easy driving throughout the Denver Metro for the late morning commute. I-25 northbound, some brief stop and go between Alameda and Colfax into downtown. I-70 eastbound, no complaints to DIA. If you're leaving DIA, Pena Boulevard is southbound. Some slow driving around Tower Road and 56, nothing too out of the ordinary there. West of there through Commerce City at 270 westbound, your usual slow driving between Northfield and Quebec. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies. It's a hot one out there today, high 94, overnight low of 63. Tomorrow, sunny again with...
We got about 20 seconds, buddy. I got Fuller. He's on the phone, ready to go for you.
Denver's 89 degrees with your impact traffic and weather. Mark Swan at 630 KHOW.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
You know, many times when you're in an accident, your insurance company or the other insurance company may want to settle with you right away. And you're thinking, hey, maybe I'll get this done, get it over with. And then you decide, well, maybe I'll go with an attorney. Now, John Fuller has mentioned sometimes a case can take 1 or 2 years. It can, to get a proper and just settlement. But what I want to know is this. Why do companies take a little longer dealing with you, John?
It's not because I'm slow. It's because I believe there's a right time and a wrong time to settle a personal injury case. And the right time is once you know all of the facts about all of the damages that you've sustained, what treatment is going to be necessary, the degree that you have recovered from those injuries, and what the future needs look like in terms of treatment or damages or wages or your inability to enjoy the things in your life that you did before the accident. Anytime you contemplate settling a case 1 to 2 weeks after the accident with an insurance company that's all too excited about the idea of a settlement, you're assuming the risk of being wrong about every one of those things. And so, as I've said many times before, you can certainly handle a case by yourself with the insurance company, but if you want to handle it correctly, you need to give me a call.
You know, the good way of putting it is they want to settle quickly because they don't want to pay all your damages, and they want you to settle before you can assess all of them. See, what John Fuller does is helps you figure out where you should collect for what you should collect for so you get a just settlement. And if you want to talk to him, and I mean him, you can call him. They don't have a giant call center. You talk to John. If you decide to go forward with him, he gives you personalized attention, even his personal cell phone. 303-597-4500, 597-4500, myaccidentlawyer.co. Excel Roofing does business unlike any other roofer. First and foremost, they don't make you sign anything at the door for them to inspect your roof. They'll inspect your roof. In fact, they'll tell you exactly what you need without you signing anything. Then, if you decide, oh, this looks like what I need, you can sign a contract, but there's no penalty clause and never a dime up front. No other roofer does it. It's that simple, and that's why Excel stands for excellence. EXCEL, excelroofing.com. And you want them on your side when it comes to a roofing claim. 303-761-6400.
Hi, it's Glenn Beck. Have you been thinking about selling your home? If you want the most money, call the agent that I would call, Troy Hansford. Troy sells more houses for more money than anyone in Denver. And his secret is a unique marketing system that's proven to get his clients the most money. Troy is so confident in his system that he will make you this guarantee. He'll sell your house at your price, or he'll write you a check for $5,000. Now here's how it works. You just meet with Troy, you agree on a price and a timeline, and if he can't get you that price, he'll pay you $5,000 guaranteed.
or drhi.com. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right Home Improvements. drhi.com.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. So, David, let's talk about Johnson's Auto Sales. What's going on, David?
Well, Tom, I had some issues with my pickup. I have a Chevy pickup 2020, and I had some issues with the lifters. So I took it into their dealership over here, and they told me they did their diagnostics and everything, and came back and told me that I had a bad lifter on number 7 cylinder. So I asked them how much they'd charge me to fix it. They ended up charging me $6,000 to replace the lifters on my pickup.
Wait a minute. All the lifters were replaced for that?
No, this is what they told me. They told me they replaced all the lifters, and they charged me $6,000.
Now, you have that in writing.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So then, when I went in and talked to them, they told me that they only replaced the lifters on the driver's side.
Are you clear? Are you really clear on your invoice? It says all lifters.
It says right here. I can read it to you word for word.
Read it.
Okay, hold on a sec.
This is interesting because that's like a contract.
Okay, it says...
Yeah? David, and okay, go ahead.
So it says everything that they did on the invoice.
Here, I'll tell you what. Hold on a sec, Dave. Just hold on. I want you to read it over and then find the place where they violated what they said they would do. $6,000 to me sounds like they should do all your How many cylinders is this? Is this an 8?
Yeah, it's an 8.
Hold on a second. Also, Kachina, could you get Kevin Calkin on or Jeff?
Sure.
Vic, I want to try to get one of those on to comment on this. 303-713-TALK. Meanwhile, while you're looking for that, I'm going to go to Chris, who has a comment on extended warranties I just talked about. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Good, man. What's going on?
So I've been in the service industry, automotive service advisor, for probably 25 years.
Okay.
I would suggest, just because one repair can cost almost what a service contract costs you, an AC condenser, for example, on a vehicle is $1,200-$1,300. A compressor is another $1,000. I heard the comment about the guy with the Ford with the transfer case. Now, most of these extended warranties will cover all the seals. The inspectors, from what I've talked to over the years, they don't get paid if they find something that they don't have, that the warranty company doesn't have to pay for. However, the service writer in this aspect should have gone to bat for the customer with the warranty company and explained the situation, because if you don't do the work at the repair shop, the service writer is not getting paid. You're not taking care of a customer. Thus, you lose a customer. It's just bad all the way around.
But Chris, do you think that the service writer should have argued with the adjuster at the time?
Absolutely.
I agree. That would be a good thing, so he doesn't even submit the report to begin with.
Well, and if he was a good service writer, I go back with the adjuster and I show him, and if he goes, "There's a crack," and I say, show me the crack. And a lot of those adjusters, they are ex-mechanics, but a lot of times they don't look hard enough, and you should have the mechanic who originally looked at the car that's working at the shop with you explaining things, because most of these adjusters are really easy guys, easy to get along with. they're just there to look at something, take some pictures, write what they see, and send it in. They get paid.
Now, Chris,
So
Chris, let me ask you something. Do you really believe that in most cases you've seen, the service contracts or the warranty, whatever you want to call them, they come through for the consumer most of the time, or do they fight like hell?
Okay, I can give you a perfect example. I had one in 2019 Suburban. Had check engine light, misfires. It needed camshaft and lifters, just like the guy that was just talking to you. It was a $7,000 bill. We had to put camshaft, all new lifters, all the gaskets. A month later, light came back on with the same code, low oil pressure, misfires, put an oil pressure sender and an oil pump in. Month later, it came back on. It needs an engine because there's debris from the camshaft delaminating, metal going through the engine, plugging the oil ports on and on.
And what happened?
Well, they originally didn't want to put an engine in, and I said, look, this is nobody's fault because I gave them the option to put an engine in. When it first came in, they said, oh, no. We just want to do what it needs. I said, okay, fine.
Did they keep paying? Did they keep paying?
Oh, yeah.
What was the name of that one?
Ended up putting, the engine was $14,000.
No. What was the name of the warranty company?
Ally.
Okay.
Ally, A-L-L-Y. They're a very good company. They're very easy
Now,
to
Chris,
deal with.
I also have had reports from some of my own sponsors that people like CarShield hardly ever pay, ever.
There are some very bad extended warranty companies out there, very bad. I'm not going to lie to you. When people buy this, a word of the wise, don't buy it on the internet, don't buy it by a phone call, don't buy it from a postcard. Go to the dealership. It may be a few dollars more, but the dealership will stand behind the warranty that they sell. And
well, if it's a good dealership, it will. You're right. Chris, while I have you on the phone, I want to ask a question. The guy that said he had his lifters replaced for $6,000, how many lifters would you expect to get replaced for that price?
All of them.
Okay. Now, that's on an 8-cylinder, so how many lifters would that be? Is that 2 for each, or is that?
Yes, 16 lifters.
Okay.
And if they're doing the lifters, chances are, if it's a GM product, because it's kind of a problem with GMs, the lifters, the roller lifters kind of delaminate the cam lobes, and they start, the cam lobes flake off, or the rollers on the lifters flake off, sending metal through the engine.
Okay. All right.
So,
but Chris,
the warranty company,
I gotta move on. But I really like this call. Feel free to call in at any time with your expertise. Kevin Calkin, since you're on from Sheridan Auto Tech, this guy was told he need lifters. Now, David, I want to bring David up. David, how many lifters did they end up doing for that $6,000?
Okay, on May 24th, the original invoice says 16 lifters, total of $1,817 for the lifters. Okay, so.
Well, I thought you said 6,000.
Yeah. No, that's just for the lifters right there. So they also charge me for the gaskets and everything that goes with it to replace those lifters. You know what I mean?
Well, hold on. Now here's what I'm asking: the total job to replace your lifters was quoted at $6,000. Is that right?
Yes.
And that's for 18 lifters.
16.
Or 16. That's right. That's what I meant. Okay. Yeah. So, but you're saying they actually only replaced how many?
4.
How do you know that?
Or so that'd have been half. Okay, so this was on May 24th. They gave me my truck back. I had it for 4 days, and that same cylinder went out again. So I took it back to him.
David, I don't need the story. I just need to know this.
Okay.
How many actual lifters did you end up getting done for $6,000?
32.
32.
Supposedly they did the six. Okay, they said.
Hold on a second, man. Just hold on. Just hold on, please. I am so 32.
Yeah, listen. So they charged me for 16 the first time. 4 days later, I took it back with the same problem. They opened it back up. They said that they had to replace the lifters again, and that's when they told me that they had only replaced the lifters on the driver's side.
Okay, but hold on, David. David, the first time you paid $6,000, they only replaced 8, even though the contract said 16. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay,
correct.
Then you were shorted on the first repair. Then you went back for the second repair. How many did they do?
They did. They told me they did 16.
Again, and how many did they actually do?
As far as I know, 16.
And what did they charge the second time to replace 16?
Well, here's the catch.
How much did they charge the second time for 16 lifters?
They didn't charge me the second time.
Okay, then did they finally replace all 16 lifters?
We got to take a break.
They replaced the whole engine.
Okay, hold on. We'll come right back to you. Now, God Almighty, now we're on the whole engine. Hold on. I don't understand what the fuck this guy is
Now,
saying.
Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Order a biggie bag at Wendy's today.
South of town through Douglas County, I-25 southbound at Plum Creek.
Well, it's clear as mud, Tom. He needs new tires.
But Jesus
Stop
Christ,
and go
he
back
started
from Castle
out.
Rock. We're seeing a 10-minute delay for folks leaving the metro area on the south.
It's obvious if you think about it. Jeez.
Eastbound at Wadsworth, a crash in the carpool lane as slow driving back from Kipling. Over near DIA, I-70 westbound near Tower Road, roadwork in the left lane as slow traffic back from E470. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies. It's a hot one out there today, folks. High of 94, overnight low of 63. Hot tomorrow as well, high of 95. We've already reached 91 degrees before noon with your impact traffic and weather. Mark Swan, 630 K-House.
When you think of your go-to meal, what do you think of? Because if it's not the Wendy's Biggie Bag with your choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich plus 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink, Wendy's Biggie Bag hits every time. So stop by and grab your ride or die meal. U.S. price and participation may vary.
You know, ZeroResDenver.com, Zero Res Carpet Cleaning. Let me tell you something. You may think of carpet cleaning, and it's way more than that. It's the health of your home and the indoor pollution that it prevents. Because they put nothing in your carpets except they take all the pathogens, the old cleaning fluids, and the old soaps and residue, and all of that debris away with nothing but purified water. That's what they use, the best cleaning agent in nature. So I think about my health, not just touching and feeling the carpets, but the health of the air in your home, because your carpets are a giant air filter. So think of health, think of true cleanliness when it comes to ZeroResDenver.com. They also do duct cleaning with this marvelous technique. So call them, get 3 rooms starting at just $119, plus you get $75 off their duct cleaning. Call for details, 303-471-5150, 471-5150, ZeroResDenver.com. The only people I'll ever have in my home. Now, if we're talking about countertops, the Art of Granite right now is a great deal. One I don't think you can beat anywhere. Free materials. That's right. He has a remnant pile or a remnant section of his warehouse, remnants. And if you can find one big enough to do a small kitchen, a counter, tabletops, windowsills, backdrops, backsplashes, free materials. You just pay for fabrication and installation. Get your price on the phone for this or any project, free materials or not. TheArtOfGranite.com, 303-386-5919, 386-5919. Red Rocks Roof and Solar, they're a solar company, and they sell, they install, and they service your solar systems. Together with 40% tax credits, you heard me, not just 30, 40, and they also have financing available, plus they can help you if you have a commercial system to get it paid 100%. I kid you not. RedRocksRS.com, the experts I know and trust in solar, and you can too. 303-704-2449. God, this presidential election is already so fucking bitter. Oh my God. Some of the shit they say about each other. You know that? They're what? Oh, but truly, I mean, Biden basically, and Trump, well, look at it. They both, but Biden has people writing to me, you know, like I'm on both mail lists on purpose, right? But some of the stuff I get is basically saying, Robert De Niro wrote this one email, that if Trump gets elected, kiss elections goodbye, we will never have another presidential election. He will appoint himself dictator, and the MAGA lawmakers will seal it. Now, how can you really truly say that? I mean, to me, that's extreme. I mean, if you don't like the guy, but to say elections will be done away with.
The app that turns every fill up into a reward. Withdraw. You'll earn points to get free.
Bradley, do you truly believe that we would do that he would have the power to do away with American elections?
Jumpstart your savings journey. Don't miss out on turning your gas expenses into something rewarding.
Then you think that it's just equally as possible then for Biden to use the Justice Department to go after his opponent. So you believe the bad on one, but not on the other. Do you believe there's only bad on one side? No, what I'm asking is, you believe that if Trump is elected, he truly will try to do away with American elections and become...
Wait and start listening.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. Let's talk now. Kevin Calkin, I need to have you listen to this, but I just want to sum this up because we heard a lot of information we don't need. Right now, all we know is for $6,000, he had 16 lifters replaced. Sure, he had to go back. It doesn't matter. That's what he had done, but now they're saying he needs a new engine. So, David, why are they saying you need a new engine? That's the part I need to know. Don't go back in time. They did 16 lifters, $6,000. Why now do you need a new engine?
I got the truck back, drove it for 4 days. Same problem happened, backfired, took it back in. They took it apart again, found that the camshafts had delaminated and was pitted, and so was the number 7 lifter on the
Okay, so, David, are they taking any responsibility for it, or are they willing to credit you the $6,000 for another engine? What are they saying?
So they said they were going to replace that stuff, right? So they did. When the tech was putting the engine back together, he stripped the bolt off in the motor.
Are they willing to do anything toward this new engine?
No.
They're saying it's all on you, and that $6,000 you spent is out the window?
They replaced the engine, and it still doesn't.
David, did they charge you for replacing the engine?
No.
See, you got to answer my questions accurately. You told me it was all on you. Then you said they didn't charge you. I can't get an accurate answer.
Attention, Colorado business owners.
They did everything you wanted. Sounds like you got it well taken care of.
The point I'm making, don't you believe both sides exaggerate the shit out of how bad the other one will do? What they're
He's been
trying
off
to
for
do.
a few days, so he has to get back into
pulling
the swing
teeth. You might as well be a dentist.
of people being
Okay,
stupid.
but I'm not
Are we
saying
done with
false
Kev?
equivalence, but
I
don't
don't
you
know
think
yet.
there is
Are
exaggeration
we done
on
with
both
Kevin?
sides, or are you just buying one lock, stock, and barrel?
He ain't even listening to us anymore.
Hey, Tom,
Yeah.
are we done with Kevin?
No. I want to get a
Okay.
clarification. Okay, let me try.
All right, Kevin, we're not quite done with you yet, so just hang on with me, and we'll try to get to the bottom of this, okay? Hang on.
You just have the one kid, Doc?
Yep.
Where is he?
Yeah, I was too old to have two.
Yes.
Well, that's
All
good.
the
You
above.
got a friend.
And also,
The answer is yes.
I was a little bit selfish. I mean, I want the, kids are expensive. I didn't
Tell me
start-
about it. That's why
Right.
I worked for 40
I didn't
years.
start earning any money until I was 40. Because that's when I got out of my residency. I figured, well, if I work for 20 years and have to support 2 kids, I'm not going to be able to retire comfortably.
Right.
So now with 1 kid, I can retire comfortably.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't have a lot of money, but I have enough that,
Yeah, then when you got divorced, did you have to give up half your money?
yeah. But
Luckily, that never happened to me.
there was no alimony, no child care. We lived together for a year and a half, knowing we were going to get divorced. We got divorced, sold the house, and had our son go off to college all within 2 weeks. We had everything planned.
Wow.
So really, we took care of everything. And like I said, my divorce cost me $230-something like that. We just went to a mediator. He said to her, "Are you happy? Yes. Are you happy? Yes. Okay. Submit it to the judge. Judge looked at it, signed off on it, and that was it."
Did she remarry?
Eventually, yeah, she married my best friend.
God, that's weird, Doc.
Well,
That's almost like the Biden guy.
well, they met, but
Biden
she married him 3 years after we got divorced.
Oh, okay.
So I know what happened was she really wasn't dating anybody, and she was going for her master's degree.
Masters in
And,
what? Which was their field?
In nursing.
Oh, okay.
Well, she had gotten her degree, and we were divorced, and she wanted to go to some conference in D.C., and my friend Chuck lived in D.C., and he just bought a house. So she called him up and said, "Can you get me tickets to this?" They said, "I'll tell you what, I'll get you a ticket to this conference if you help me pick out furniture for my new house," because he was divorced.
Oh.
So I think what happened was she went down there, and they said, "Well, we've known each other for 25 years. We like the same things. We know each other," and they hooked up.
And she's still married to your friend?
Yeah.
And you talk to you guys are still
Oh,
friends?
we're best friends. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing, Doc. That's quite a story.
Every time, and they come to Denver every year to see Eric. So the 5 of us go out together, or the 6 of us. And
We lost
Holy
a
crap.
jumper.
No. We've been.
I'm gonna gross you out. I have
we go out
celery.
together all the time.
Well, that's good. You guys have an amicable
You
relationship.
would have people that were.
And I've known Chuck.
You would
we've
have
been
people
friends
that would just.
since 3rd grade.
It would just.
So it's
take
like
a
we've known
voice
each
away,
other
I think.
for over
If
70
All
years.
you did was just
Chuck
straight
the Doc,
popular
too.
vote.
Doc
Yeah, he's a radiologist.
But my whole theory
Yeah, those guys do.
is that you don't have
You don't have to
one
deal with
party
people,
fucking
just look at
upholding
film.
America and the other one trying to tear it down. On either side,
They get a lot of
I
money.
see it. It's so
And he's a
insidious.
neuroradiologist. He made a lot of money.
Yeah, you think?
Try to
Losing
focus
master
on
keys?
you against the other party.
One thing they could do to
Just
improve
out of
things,
a-
Is he
like,
still practicing?
half the
Possible
distance is
issue?
to
He does an
not get
occasional
away, is to do away with the winner
medical
takes all
review,
and
but he's not
give it to the
practicing.
state. I mean,
Yeah,
why
that's
should
true.
one?
That's true.
One side gets
You're right.
50%
geez.
plus one gets the whole entire
Jesus,
state.
they're having
right.
a rough
And so-
couple years.
Now they had, that's representative.
So
we got-
Cool. That would be a great idea.
That's
Yeah.
what I
Then
said.
you have both.
Well,
Plus
sometimes
ongoing voting,
Tom
and then you have
puts the
Telling you.
proportional
I think
electoral.
David thinks now is so
I will
tired.
follow
Popular
it
vote
on the back
compact
burner.
that some states have ratified.
That's next.
Colorado's
He's
ratified
very
it already.
distracted. If you ever notice,
Yeah,
he'll
no,
tell you one thing,
that's not the
and then he'll
popular
forget
vote.
about it.
Yeah,
The
I couldn't
popular
finish
vote
my
means
contract with the doctor.
what they're saying
Over
is
2 hours.
That's
that
amazing.
their
And
electorals,
I was
all
afraid to
of
go
them,
off and
go
do
with
Wait, with
whatever
him
the country
or with-
does.
No, with Mark.
I
Yeah.
wish it did what you said. What you said makes
Even
them,
my
I've
kids-
never even heard that
Why are you
proposed.
even doing this? You're not
I like
doing
that
anything.
idea. So in other words, if a state
I
has
wanted
like
to try to
10
play it
electoral
off, 'cause
votes,
they talked about it, so I wanted to get on
but
it,
whatever,
'cause you want-
and
it's a
and the
show.
country
Right.
and they're split, then they go 60-40. I mean, that's a great idea because then
He
you
does it
have
all
the
the time.
best
He'll
of
say,
both.
okay, well, as soon as
You
we
have
come
the
back from
popular
break,
vote in that
I'll
state,
talk to you about this.
but
And then he
you
goes,
also have they
Goes
don't
off
take
in
everything.
100 different directions.
right.
You know what I mean?
And
so
you know what?
would
He
have a
noticed,
proportional
one thing I've
election
noticed, he
to
very,
the popular vote, but not exactly. The states would
he's
still
one
have
step
a pretty
ahead,
good
but I can't tell you how many times he'll ask something that's already been answered.
But I think,
Someone said, well, I have a 1953
listen,
Chevy, and
I listened to.
he'll go, oh, what year was it?
Also, I
What
swear to
kind
God,
of car
listen,
was
and
it?
It's like he's not writing it down like you and I. I'd write it down.
exaggerates
Right.
about everything.
Yeah, I know.
They really do. They don't give a
Maybe
fuck
because you're right.
about
He's too ahead of himself.
Yeah,
Unless
you
it's
forget
right or
the
wrong.
minor details.
As
Trying
long
to
as
get
it's
those
wrong on the
spots
other
in.
side, and then right. I mean, okay, like it or not, if there's 34 felonies.
Want another cracker, Doc?
No, I'm good, thanks.
They're good, aren't they?
They're all good.
Like it or not,
Biden did that? Oh, right. Yeah.
but the other side is saying he did. The same with Hunter Biden. They say that, in other words, those 3 felonies, 34 against the president, depending on how you look at it. But on the other side, it's just the opposite. It's like,
Well, Hunter Biden's not a politician. He's just a guy.
I'm
He
not
probably
talking-
had it
I'm talking
coming.
about his laptop and all that other
Yeah,
shit.
well, he had it coming.
All of that suppression of that laptop, that was just as much fucking bullshit.
But that shouldn't be politics at all. He probably had it coming. And so who cares?
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about, but during that investigation, when they found that laptop and all, no one ever looked into that shit. No one, they said it didn't exist. I mean, you know they did that.
Oh, it was sort of suppressed, yeah.
It was fucking suppressed, not sort of, just like,
In the media.
it's like, that's what I'm saying. It depends on whose ox you're goring that they give a fuck about.
Well,
You have to be able to see that.
except the conservative media was crying wolf on hundreds of different things. It was viewed as
Should Dave
one
Williams
more
stay
thing.
or go as GOP chair? Reportedly more and more votes lining up to remove him. Should Hunter Biden do time? And what should Trump do to prepare for the 627 debate? Join me at 4.
How do you say that?
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. We got Brad O'Brien with me. He's a real estate attorney at O'Brien Legal Services, and we did talk a lot. I'm going to recap about certain things, and I do have some other questions. We also have Kevin Calkin waiting to make a comment on this one problem. And listen, folks, sometimes these problems are not as first represented, but the bottom line, I just want to sum this up because every time I ask David, he says, I had to pay for it all. Then he says, no, they did it. And really, if you listen to the call, I swear to God, we should have gone right to it. And this is what it is. They attempted to fix his engine and failed to by replacing lifters. So then, without charging him another dime, they did the lifters twice and now replaced the engine. Okay. That's where we are right now. So what is the problem now, David, with the replaced engine? So far, you have a total of $6,000 invested here, right?
Yes.
And you have an engine. Is the engine rebuilt? Is it used or is it new?
It's rebuilt.
Okay, now tell me your problem right now.
Okay, so I'm having the same problem. Okay, so the day I picked up my truck after they supposedly changed my engine,
yeah,
they handed me a camshaft and 16 lifters, right? Then and they told me to change the motor. I'm having the same problem with the motor again.
The same exact. Hold on, you're having the same exact problem.
Same exact problem. I have no power. Same problem. Exact problem.
Wow.
Now, if you change my motor, why would you hand me lifters and a camshaft?
I don't know.
If you change the whole motor.
Let me ask, I don't care about that part, David. Here's the question. Just don't fog it up. Here's the question. Did they replace the engine or not?
I have no idea.
Well, there must be a way of telling. Kevin Calkin, how would he know if they replaced the engine with a rebuilt or not?
Well, you can look at the block and other components.
Okay, David, hold on, please, David. You have a way, David, I want to help you, bro, but you have a way of just complicating things. Right now, there's one question. Did they replace your engine or not? Go ahead, Kevin.
I have no idea.
Yeah, and it's something we can do a quick inspection and determine if that motor's been replaced. Absolutely.
Okay, David, there you go. A free inspection to find out. Then we can take all the guesswork out of it. And then the question would be this, Kevin. If they did replace it, why would he have the same exact problem?
He wouldn't. That's not really possible. No.
Okay.
No, it doesn't sound like they were doing it right from the start. I mean, you never replace lifters without looking at a cam and other things. It doesn't
And I
work
think
that way.
that's why they replaced the engine for him, I think. But I don't know how they do all of this for the original $6,000.
No, that's pretty tough to do.
I mean, how many miles were on this?
It had 130,000.
So why would they do, even if they did the lifters wrong, to rebuild that engine and not charge you a little bit of betterment on top of that $6,000, there's something not making sense, except this. We have gotten a lot of complaints about Johnson, so you're not the only one, David. We don't know what's going on, but if I were you, I would start with an inspection from Sheridan Auto Tech to see what the hell they did. That's what I would do.
Happy to help them out.
Do you have an invoice where they say they replaced your engine?
Absolutely.
Good. Hold on a second. Kachina, get him Kevin's information, SheridanAutotech.com, 303-455-7242. Kevin, this would be a good one to check out to see what the hell we find. This guy is I feel bad for him. But we've had some issues with Johnson. I don't know what's going on up there, but we've had some issues. Kathleen now wants to talk about Wells Fargo. Kathleen, what's going on with Wells Fargo?
Yes, sir. Originally in November, my mother and I stepped into the bank to apply for credit cards, and I told them my mother lost her hearing aids. They asked her a question, and then they said she didn't understand the question, which she did. They asked her why she wanted a credit card. It was I'm working on our house to sell our house, and Stephanie called over Jessica. She said, "We're refusing your mother's service. You as well." And I said, "Write me a note, please, and my friend in New York will step into the bank and hand over the note." And Stephanie said, "No, we're going to call the police on you, have you bodily remove the two of you."
Wait a minute. How did this turn into we're going to go to the... So, wait, you and your mom wanted a credit card. They didn't like what they heard from your mom. And let me get this straight. After that, you said... What? After they turned you down, you said, "We have a friend in New York"?
Yes, he's a movie producer and an investor, rolling bets, and
tell me so I don't understand how his name came up. You said, "Well, I have a movie producer friend or something in New York," and
no, I didn't say all that. I just said I have a friend in New York who I'll send him the note, and he can step into the bank and give them the note as why you're refusing my mother's service.
Well, did it sound like a threat to them, like a gangster? Hey, I know a guy in New York.
No, I was very polite. I just said, "Well, can I have a note, please, stating why you're refusing my mother's service?" Because my mother said to them, "My daughter repeated the question, and I answered you. I said, I'm applying for a credit card."
Well, did they give you the reason, first of all? Did they give you a reason?
For calling the police?
No, why they were rejected. Why? Was it just your mom applying or you?
No, I had an appointment after her.
And you were both rejected, right?
Yeah, she said, "Well, now that I'm refusing your mother's service, I'm going to refuse you too."
Okay, now.
I didn't care about me, and then my mother started crying. She said, "I understood the question. I was born and raised there. I speak perfect English." And I was asked.
So what do you tell me? What you think is going? What do you think is going on?
I don't know, because when they called the police, I had also called.
Why did they call the police? I don't understand why someone would call the police.
Yeah, they said I was causing a disturbance by asking for that note.
Wait, were you just talking very calmly like you are now?
Yeah. I'm sure it's on camera. They got angry because I wanted the note. I said, "You're refusing my mother's service." She answered the question twice for you. Well, why did she lose her hearing aid? I don't. She just happened to lose her hearing aid.
But hold on a second. You know, just so you know, they don't have to do business with you, okay? But what I'd like to know is this: why don't you just apply somewhere else?
Well, the thing is, we've been with them 8 years, and they refinanced our house, our $800,000 home, in 2020, and they've always been kind of.
Yeah, that's weird.
And I don't know why. And Stephanie, I said you were rude enough making my mother and I wait 45 minutes just sitting. She was just
Okay,
sitting
but
there.
you know you can't make them. You can't make them do business with you, right?
But you can go to a different branch of Wells Fargo. What's the big deal?
Well, why bother? Just go online and get a freaking credit card. What's the big deal?
Yeah, I didn't realize that wasn't the problem because we've always done business with them. And I asked Jessica.
So
and
what would you
Stephanie,
like then?
can I
You
make
want
an appointment
us?
with her?
You want us to contact Wells?
That's not the problem. No, that's not the problem. So when they called the police, I happen to know the police officer, Cooper. We stepped outside. She said, "This is ridiculous, Kathleen." I would complain, which I did. Then Wells Fargo sent me a letter saying my mother could continue being a customer, and I couldn't. And then they sent me another letter apologizing. So what happened is just 2 weeks ago, I didn't realize why we were having a problem getting her balance. And then they said, well, they canceled your mother's debit card. I said, why? Due to suspicious activity. Did she go to the 7-Eleven? Yes. And I said she tried to withdraw money on her overdraft checking 3 times, and they declined. So we said, forget about it. Anyway, so her Social Security check came in on the 3rd, and I called them, and they said, well, we put a freeze on your mother's account.
Why don't you just... Well, listen, Kathleen, just
won't give my mother
close
money.
everything and move to another bank.
Yeah, they won't let us. We went 6 times to the bank in
Wait a
Commerce
minute.
City.
How much is in the bank that they froze?
$1,127.
And they say they're going to keep it?
Yeah, what happened, my mother says, look.
Did they say they're going to keep it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they did.
So they
On the
said,
other line,
we're
they-
sorry, Kathleen, we're just going to keep your money and close your account.
No, on mine, they released it. I just got my check.
On your
I
mother's
have a
account,
different
on your
account.
mother's account, they just said, we're going to keep your mother's money.
This is what they told her. The first time we went, they said, just show your ID, your mother's ID, and we'll release her funds. And they didn't do it. We did what the banker said, tried to cash a check at King Street 3 times, went again. So 6 times we went. 6th time we went, she said, I don't understand this, Kathleen and Margaret. So she called the banker. He refused to talk to us. He talked to her, and he said, well, tell Mrs. Guerra the only way that we will release her funds is she comes back with her XL Energy and Denver water bill and her mortgage, and we'll send a check to them.
Okay.
That's the only way we're going to release her funds. So my mother started crying. I said, look, I just want my money. I want to close this account. I'm going to another bank, my daughter's bank. And he said, no, we can't let you close your account. No, we're not going to release your funds at all. So
You know
I
what,
contacted
Deputy
the
Doc?
Federal State Commission, OCC.
Hold on a second.
Kathleen, all you have to do is when you open up an account at another bank.
No, but hold on.
Do an ACH transfer.
They
It's as
won't
simple as
let
that.
them have the money. The account is frozen. But Kathleen,
It's frozen. They said it's under review.
Kathleen, I want you to know something. You're not the only one this is happening to. This is happening.
Oh, I know. I showed my mother. They just settled a $1 billion lawsuit.
I know. This is
And
happening.
my friend's a banker too, and he closed his account because they kept $5,000
Right.
in his for 3 months.
This is happening all over the country. I promise you.
Yeah.
I don't know why,
I told my mother.
but the closing down of bank accounts and the keeping of the money is happening all over the country, all over.
Yeah, I showed my mother a $1 billion lawsuit. They
Now,
just,
what
settled
I
last
would
week.
do, if you want to go through the trouble, I would sue them for it in small claims court. That's what I would do. I would make their asses go to court, because what they will do is they will settle with you and pay the money. They will. But we can have Deputy Doc call over there. Doc, we should call over there. This is ridiculous. This is happening too much. I mean, Kathleen, all that story about the credit cards and all that was all smoke and mirrors. The bottom line is this. If they close down your account for suspicious activity, they can't just unreasonably keep your money. This is a trend happening too much in the banking industry. It's happening too much.
Yes.
Too much. But they
Well, you
and
can
they
call
won't
it
tell you. They won't
advocacy
even
for
tell
them.
you what the suspicious activity is, will they?
Well, they told on my mother's part, they said it was the 7-Eleven, and my mother explained to them, yes, I went to the 7-Eleven with my daughter.
But what was it about the
money.
7-Eleven they didn't like?
I don't know. They said, well, why? It was suspicious because why did you try 3 times? She said, because why not? I went on only $100 for my overdraft protection fee.
So did she, wait a minute, did she go to an ATM machine?
Yes, at the 7-Eleven 2 blocks from us. We know the manager there.
And how many withdrawals did she make from that 7-Eleven?
Well, she tried 3 different times and got nothing.
Okay, and why? Because her debit card was canceled?
No, just because I don't know why. Because before she's been able to withdraw on her overdraft protection fee.
Why was she rejected 3 times at 7-Eleven ATM? Why?
We don't know.
Well, if she was entering her PIN number wrong or something, that would be suspicious. That would be.
No, she did it correctly.
How do you know?
She did it. It's her birth year. Because it's her birth year.
What reason?
Her birth year is her PIN
Hold
number.
on. What reason did they give her for not going through? Usually, doesn't it say? What does it say? Does it say improper PIN? What does it say?
Declined. No. They accepted the PIN number. It just declined.
It just declined.
Yeah, because there was insufficient funds.
Yeah, were there insufficient? Hold on, Kathleen. Thank you, Dragon. Were there insufficient funds?
No, because they let her withdraw last month up to $500 on her
No, that's it.
fee.
Hold on, Kathleen. I just asked a question. Did she have money in the account or not?
No, I think she only had $25.
Okay, that's what the problem is. There's the suspicious activity. So,
but that's why she has overdraft protection fee. They let her withdraw.
No, sorry,
$500
Kathleen.
last
That's not an automatic loan. They're allowed to shut. I'm sorry. Nope. It's not for intentional.
that's fine.
It's not for intentional withdrawals. It's not for intentional withdrawals. Overdraft protection is when you make mistakes. I'm done. Sorry. Bye, Kathleen. Sorry. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
All right, ZeroResDenver.com. ZeroRes is a carpet cleaning system using purified water only, no soaps, no emulsifiers, that gets into your carpets and carries away the old crap from previous cleanings, the allergens and pathogens to make your carpets truly clean, what we call zero-resified, because they have nothing left except beautiful carpet fibers, and they feel new and look new. And here's the deal: safe for pets, safe for kids, safe for you. It's also the biggest air filter in your house and can help with the indoor air. In fact, ZeroRes is more than just cleaning, it's healthy. And I love ZeroRes, the only ones I'll have in my home, and I want you to experience it. 303-471-5150. 303-471-5150. They're doing duct cleaning as well, and right now you get 3 rooms starting at $119 plus $75 off of duct cleaning. That's 303-471-5150. K&H Home Solutions is your headquarters for window, siding, doors, and more. K&H has what you're looking for, including they do bathroom remodels and they do extraordinary jobs on windows with Alpine windows, energy efficient windows, fiberglass thermally insulated windows made right here in Colorado. So now you have the heritage of Alpine windows and the heritage of K&H Home Solutions, the oldest home improvement company in Colorado. KHWindows.com, 303-421-7100, 421-7100. Red Rocks Roof and Solar, the company I truly endorse for solar because they know it all from installation to service to financing and the tax credits and even grants available that you don't pay back if you own a business and want to put in a solar system. You got to find out more. This is incredible, and they are the experts that can help you process it all. And that is Red Rocks Roof and Solar, redrocksrs.com, 303-704-2449.
Thanks for calling Troubleshooter Show. Please hold a moment.
You know something? Just tell you something else that I...
But you have a strategy that can be a real game changer for dealing with the capital gains. Tell us about it.
Yes, really, this strategy allows the seller to potentially defer all the taxes on the capital gains so we can keep what you would have paid to Uncle Sam working for you. It works really well.
All right.
I have overdraft protection. That's not how that works. She only got $25 in her account. She kept trying to pull out $100. That's not how that works.
Oh, I'm almost scared to take this one. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. Yes.
So whether you want to use this tax strategy for the sale of a business, a piece of real estate, or any other highly appreciated asset, you're still using pre-tax dollars. This can be a real game changer that opens up other financial opportunities, such as building retirement income, estate planning, and maintaining your family.
I think his point, Kathleen, was that you weren't understanding that because your mother had insufficient funds, it wasn't a situation that the bank were surreptitiously trying to close your account.
They're not conning you if you don't have any money.
Right. And what he was trying to explain to you was that the reason why they were closing the account for suspicious reason is because you were kept trying to. Okay, your mother's account wasn't sold. Okay, there was not sufficient funds in it. So when she went to the 7-Eleven to take out the funds, that's when there was suspicious activity. That's what Tom was trying to explain to you.
Because you didn't have any money.
Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Fantasy Sports.
The Rockies are on the field for an early series finale with the Twins. Broncos wide receiver Courtland Sutton said he wants to stay in Denver, but hopes the feeling is mutual as he seeks a contract extension. Basketball icon Jerry West died today at 86 years old. He was a perpetual all-star in his 14 years with the Lakers, the inspiration for the NBA logo, and the architect of multiple Lakers dynasties after his playing days. I'm Frank Aaron.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with Code Sports, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambler. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. You know, again, we want to talk to you. We want to help you. But listen, if you're off base and full of crap, we're not going to help you. I don't know, but at least you'll know you're off base and full of crap. How about that? And I'm kidding a little. I know you don't call here to be insulted or preached to, but truly, overdraft protection. Let's examine that. It's not a loan. It's not. Overdraft protection is not a pre-approved loan. Do you see the difference? She was using it as a pre-approved loan. It's not. It's not. Every once in a while, you write a check, you don't have the money, or they crisscross deposits, withdrawals, it'll protect you. It's not meant to be a loan. And her mom went knowing she had $25 in the bank and tried to withdraw rent 3 times. Well, okay, that was suspicious in the eyes of Wells Fargo. Trust me, I know banks are exaggerating. A lot of banks are doing this to people. They are closing accounts for so-called suspicious activity, but then they don't tell you what the suspicious activity was, and they don't give you a way to remedy it, and they keep your money. But one thing I didn't understand in her story, if she only had $25 and the account was frozen for suspicious activity, then why did she say she had more than $1,000 they were keeping? Did anyone pick up on that? I meant to ask her that. She's not still on the line, is she? No? Okay. Because she said, well, my mom only had $25.
She's back.
She is back? Good. I want to ask that question because I didn't understand that part. Kathleen, here's the part I don't understand. They froze her account because she tried to take withdrawals out with only $25 in the account. But then you said now she has $1,000 in there they won't let her get access to. I don't understand.
Right.
How can it be both?
That's what we asked, and they froze it because of the suspicious activity. Then they unfroze it and allowed Social Security to send her check to the account, which they do every month.
Oh.
And they said it's under review, and my mother was there. She
So
said,
wait a minute.
So
After she tried to get that money from the ATM, Social Security deposited a check.
For $1,227, yeah.
When did they say she can get that money?
They said she can't.
Well, I doubt. Okay.
Release the money to pay our bills, and we're
Now,
like,
wait a minute.
what?
Okay, so they said, Kathleen, I want to get this straight before I have somebody call. Are you absolutely positive they said she can never get her money?
Yes, sir. I can even give you even the banker at Commerce City said this is ridiculous. You need to release.
Doc, will you call this banker? I mean,
for sure.
Are you sure they didn't say, Kathleen, that she could get the money after a review?
No, they said that they released it. They told the banker they released it, and then they changed their mind and said no. Only if she brings her bills and her mortgage, and we'll send checks to her mortgage company.
No.
And XL Energy
That's
and
not good
stuff.
enough. She should be able to withdraw for any reason she wants. They can't
just decide where to send the money.
Fine. She said, that's my money. I'm going to close my account. I don't further want to be with this bank. I've been 8 years with this bank. And they said, no, we won't let you close your account either.
You know,
So
Doc,
she left lying.
Doc, can you get to the bottom of
something
this?
doesn't sound right. I'll call them, Tom.
That bank was charged.
Let's get to the bottom. Hold on, Kathleen. Kathleen, I understand why they shut down the. I do understand that part, okay? Let's not even argue about that, Doc. They shut it down for suspicious activity. Here is the main problem, okay? Is why they won't let her have access to the $1,000 that was deposited by Social Security. That there is no excuse for Wells Fargo keeping $1,000 of this woman's money.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't know if she's exaggerating when she says they refuse. I don't know. Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Brad O'Brien, coming up, I want to talk about this. I got a text on it if you want to weigh in on it, but I'm going to ask you just first. Have you had any people contact you since this just cause law went into effect? The just cause, do you know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
Okay, have you had any cases where there are people asking about it?
It hasn't really started up just yet, but I'm sure it will be coming.
Yeah, I want to clarify what it means and what it doesn't mean. Coming up, I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
A few normal slowdowns throughout the Denver metro for the early afternoon commute. I-25 southbound showing speeds in the 40s and 50s between I-70 and Spear Boulevard. Northbound I-25 showing highway speeds through town. Northeast of downtown through Commerce City, I-270 westbound, some stop-and-go traffic between Northfield and Quebec. I-70 eastbound, it's a pretty easy drive to DIA. You are going to see some brief slowdowns just after 225 approaching Pena Boulevard. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies. High 94 today. It's a hot one out there. Overnight low of 63. Even warmer tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 95. The current temperature in Denver is 91 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
All right. I'm just talking to Brad here today about my QC because he's here with me in the studio at home. And QC is the quiet, cool, whole house fan. And really what I did was I opened windows and I turned it on upstairs on low speed. Now, even though it's hot outside right now, it's still keeping the temperatures even. And my air will come on and off when needed, even though I keep the blower of the house on too. It's a great combination. Now, you're going to experiment and use it any way you want, but one thing I'm going to tell you, QC Colorado, the quiet, cool, whole house fan will save you money. Get it done, especially now. I mean, okay, it's been hot, but they still don't have a jam schedule you can get in. That's QCcolorado.com. It's such a comfortable, wonderful feeling, and you save so much money on air conditioning. And that's a true story, and I have the system. 303-800 3419, 303-800-3419, QCcolorado.com. The Art of Granite is offering free materials with no exaggeration. That means if you want a bar, a vanity, a small kitchen, maybe even a backdrop for something, window sills, an art niche, wherever you need the granite, they can do for you. And listen to this, free materials if you go to their remnant pile, and I call it a pile, it's a remnant section of their showroom, and they're beautiful. All kinds of natural stone and even quartz. Theartofgranite.com, call them for details, get a price on the phone. Yes, it's true, free materials. Theartofgranite.com, 303-386-5919. I'll tell you a good part of
And that Valpak 100% goes in the trash every time.
Yep. Nobody's hassling. Because it takes a while to get work permits and shit. There's not one official saying, you better not work. They're not even out there. When they go to companies and they're working.
Well, there's plenty of work to do that other people don't want to do.
They don't hassle.
Yeah.
I mean, so you can't always be like down the line. I wonder if we're just always, though, always going to have people coming in.
There always have been people coming in. Immigration has helped our country thrive as an economy.
Well, in some cases they have.
Like, look at Germany right now. They are putting too many controls on immigration, and they have labor shortages.
I mean, we have to have controls. We just don't. We'll never be able to shut it down.
Invest in your health and happiness with Fitness Gallery. Visit one of our 7 store locations for a free home gym layout and design today.
Hi, it's Glenn Beck. Have you been thinking about selling your home? If you want the most money, call the agent that I would call, Troy Hansford. Troy sells more houses for more money than anyone in Denver. And his secret is a unique marketing system that's proven to get his clients the most money. Troy is so confident in his system that he will make you this guarantee. He'll sell your house at your price, or he'll write you a check for $5,000. Now here's how it works. You just meet with Troy, you agree on a price and a timeline, and if he can't get you that Troy has hundreds of approved home buyers looking for houses, and they might be a buyer for your home right now. So give Troy a call at 720-900-4433. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy will buy your house for all cash, and he can close in 7 days. So call Troy Hansford. Get more money at 720-900-4433. 720-900-4433.
Troy Hansford, Remax Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions apply.
Right now, we can all use some extra cash. So why not visit David Ellis Jewelry and cash in your old useless angled jewelry, coin, and anything else containing precious metals. He'll even buy your fine jewelry and diamonds. Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, and I recommend David Ellis Jewelry because I've known David for years. I trust him. You can too. 2640 East 3rd Avenue. That's 3rd and Lake. 303-322-8779. 322-8779. Don't miss the Tree Barn Starter Sale going on now. Get 25 to 30% off all sizes of shade trees, flowering trees, and fruit trees, including aspen, apple, cherry, maple, oak, and more. 3-year-old, 6-foot-tall spring snow, fruitless pineapple trees, and $139.99 each. Out through Memorial Day at the Tree Barn.
There have been a lot of changes in general in rental laws, haven't there?
Yeah, this was a big one. They tried to get this one done the last 2 or 3 years. It failed every year. They finally got it done this year.
Roofing, 303-761-6400.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Renew Home Innovations will do beautiful bathrooms, shower to tub conversions. Tub to shower. They have beautiful tub to shower conversions, getting rid of that old ugly tub shower combo. And these are made for your movements, custom made if you want. And they have lifetime warranties on these wall systems that never need maintenance. No shower doors, no thresholds, perimeter drains, benches, soap dishes. They're beautiful at great prices with 72 months to pay no interest. That's 303-904-2000. That's right, 72 months to pay with no interest. 303-904-2000. Welcome to the show, folks. We have plenty of times for calls we've been taking at 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. So I was casually looking back on my calls, and we've had more than a few of banks shutting down your account for so-called suspicious activity. Now, there might be suspicious activity here and there, right? There might be. Let's say someone did try to hit your ATM, or let's say something online was suspicious, or whatever. I can see no circumstance, and I wish if someone is in banking or financing, can they weigh in on this, please? I can think of no circumstance where the owner of the account cannot go into a bank with proper identification, close the account, and take the money. Why? Under what circumstance could you see a bank not allowing that? Where? Why? Even if there was suspicious activity. Brad, you're an attorney. Again, I'm curious. If you have an account at a bank and they say, Brad, somebody tried to hit up your ATM, or somebody tried to use this or that, or your debit card online, and we shut down and we froze your account. Okay, fine. Now you go to the bank and you say, you know what? You're right. There might have been some suspicious activity, but, I really don't want to wait for an investigation or everything. And here's my ID. Since that is my money, it was just deposited the other day by Social Security or whatever, I'd like to just close the account. Can you think of a reason why the bank would say you can't close it? Are they afraid more withdrawals might come in on it, or what? What do you think?
Well, if they haven't resolved the security situation, they're not sure if you're the right person to receive the money.
But if you were the one that opened it, and they have your ID and all that on file, or they have your signature, and you go in with proper ID and your signature and all that, you should be able to close that account. So they must be saying, before we let you have the money, we want to make sure that you or someone else did not hit up your account for more money.
Yeah, sounds like something that is an issue with the larger bank that has different departments, and so maybe when the account gets frozen, it goes to a certain department that has to look at it, and it's kind of stuck in that department until they get to the bottom of it.
But I've been hearing about this more and more, and I think what it is, I think they're automatic algorithms or something that trigger what they consider suspicious activity. The problem is they don't tell you exactly what the suspicious activity was. They just said, we've had suspicious activity and we are freezing your account. I'm going to tell you, Brad, we've had at least 7 or 8 calls on this. I mean, it's not a small thing. And some people have been waiting 3 months to get their money. I just think it's horrendous. Where does this money sit? I mean, is the bank making money off that money, just letting it sit there? I don't think the bank is consciously saying at their, in their meetings, hey, let's freeze a bunch of accounts so we can make more interest on them, so they can't pull their money out. I doubt there's a conspiracy going on, but there's definitely something going on that's not fair. It's just not fair. They have to have a more expedited process, in my opinion. If you're going to freeze my money for an investigation, then I think you have an obligation to do it quickly. I don't know why they would wait 3 months. Do you? Can you think?
It just sounds like bureaucracy and
exactly.
procedural requirements.
Exactly. Anyway, if anybody has had this situation, I'd like to hear from you because it is happening all over the country. Okay, Jeff, your turn. What's going on, Jeff?
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Good, man. What's going on?
So I called yesterday. I was asking Mark about public adjusters for a roof damage that happened during that last hailstorm up here north in Thornton.
Yeah.
And I just want to know what your opinion of using one would be.
I don't think there's a downside. If you have an honest one, there's no downside because if you call an insurance adjuster, a public adjuster. By the way, they're called public because they work for you. And what they do is they look through your insurance policy look for reasons things should be covered. Whereas an insurance adjuster who works for the insurance company, not a public adjuster, but an insurance adjuster, they even call them sometimes independent adjusters, but they work for the insurance company. Their job is to look at your policy and find ways not to pay. So that's the difference. The public adjuster is looking for ways to pay. The insurance adjuster is looking for reasons they should not pay. Now, here's what happens. With a public adjuster, if they're honest, they're going to say to you, hey, Jeff, this claim is small. Put a claim in with your insurance. See what they offer you before you hire me. You may not need me. That's what an honest adjuster does. In fact, what I would do in all cases, what I would do personally, is simply put in a claim first. And then if I feel they're holding back or I'm not being treated fairly, or I would have an adjuster look at it no matter what, and then a good public adjuster won't charge you for that. They'll look at you and say, Jeff, you have a lot more money coming, in my opinion. And then they take a small percentage of the extra. That's the way I would handle it. I would get my first blush offer from my insurance company, then hire a public adjuster. If there are any kinds of other things involved, I would hire like a big loss and just have them look at it. It doesn't cost you anything for an honest public adjuster like Paragon Services to look at a claim and to see if they can do better.
Okay.
So, and it's more obvious to use a public adjuster as you get multi-items, not just the roof, like multi-items, or it's a messy, messy storm. Do you have any insurance damage right now?
Well, I've already had XL out to look at my roof, and they said that there was definitely damage to the roof, and there's also some damage to my windows. The windows weren't necessarily broken, but the seals around them have been shattered by some of the...
What I would do is then I would call and have them look, because a good public adjuster will not charge you for looking at your claim. That's
Okay.
what I would do. 303, and by the way, Paragon Services you can find at referralist.com. 303-713-8255.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
A few normal slowdowns throughout the Denver Metro for the early afternoon commute. I-25 southbound showing speeds in the 40s and 50s between I-70 and Spear Boulevard. Northbound I-25 showing highway speeds through town. Northeast of downtown through Commerce City, I-270 westbound, some stop-and-go traffic between Northfield and Quebec. I-70 eastbound, it's a pretty easy drive to DIA. You're going to see some brief slowdowns just after 225 approaching Pena Boulevard. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies, high 94 today. It's a hot one out there. Overnight low of 63. Even warmer tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 95. The current temperature in Denver is 91 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Fix it 24/7. They'll come to your home for $39 still and adjust and tune and clean, a deep clean of your AC. You're going to need your AC, and they still have openings for the $39 special. No one does the work they do for $39. They go through your entire system with a deep clean. It can increase the efficiency of your AC and assure you that it's running properly. You know what? You can trust them. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies does exactly what it says. They're the center for retirement planning. They go over everything. I call them your quarterback, where they will look over your accounts and they will give you ideas on how to build a nest egg if you haven't done it, how to protect that nest egg, and how to keep it growing into and through your retirement, along with legacy planning for your estate, and also maybe long-term care and other insurance options. That's rpcenter.com, Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. People I know and trust. I am an honest-to-God client, and they are a sponsor. 970-663-3211. That's 970-663-3211. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. They'll meet with you virtually or in person, whatever you want, as many times as it takes for you to feel comfortable. Find out what they can do for you. 970-663-3211.
Ever tried to tackle a home improvement project without making 10 trips to Home Depot? What if I told you there's a way to earn cash back while you shop? Introducing Drop, the ultimate rewards app. With Drop, you can earn free gift cards by shopping in-store or online at Home Depot and tons of other stores. Download the Drop app today and use code DROP33 to get an instant $5 in points. That's Drop, your go-to for shopping rewards.
study suggests COVID vax could be at least partially to blame for 3 million excess deaths.
Yeah, well, guess what? You're right. You're right. How many people have you ever heard of as many people under 30 dropping dead?
Before R&D can actually catch up.
K-How.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Hector, what is going on with Wells Fargo? Another problem here. Go ahead.
Okay, well, the whole situation started, I wanted to get a new furnace and a new AC installed about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I called Fix It 24/7 because I used them on my cleaning of the furnace and pretty much the furnace at the time. And everything was good. I mean, I liked the work and everything, but I told them I wanted to install that and I wanted to get a quote. And I don't have $16,000 in my pocket, but anyway, they gave me a quote and they gave me a program that I guess Wells Fargo was the one person that would take the cost. And I guess through 24/7, I got it. It's kind of like a repair, home repair only card.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
project. And so I paid it off last year. And
How much was the total on your card?
I think it was $11,500.
And that was for a new HVAC system?
Yeah, well, it was. I'd never had a AC, and that's why I only had a swamp cooler. But when they replaced the furnace, I had them do both the central air and the furnace.
Well, that's a pretty good.
So,
That's a pretty good
anyway-
price for a new install like that. Anyway, so what happened?
So anyway, they gave me a card and they said it was for new home projects.
Yeah.
And and then they told me, okay, now that you paid it off, you got you got $12,500 that you can use. But I'm trying to get rid of the card because I can't use it anywhere. Tell you the truth.
Okay, hold on, and
I
let's
don't
come
know
back and talk about this. This is a good topic, by the way. Thank you. And then I have a few questions for Brad O'Brien, O'Brien Legal Services, about the new Just Cause lease and also unrelated parties living in the same place renting and other kinds of legislation affecting renters. All that coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
What's the biggest mistake?
Brad, can I get you anything?
Did you get through to that lady, Doc?
Was that?
Did you get through to that lady?
Yeah.
The bank?
Yes.
But there was
You don't
nobody
want
at the bank
to-
that can answer, and I don't want to leave a message.
You don't drink a lot. I drink.
Top of the
No,
hour.
sometimes it works much better with a three-way call.
Right.
You just return the call rather than, because then if they call me, I got to get her.
Oh.
So it's easier if the two of us call together.
That's smart, yeah.
So we'll just,
You're gonna call back then.
I'll call him back later.
Hi.
Hi.
Did you ever get any response at all back from Dave Williams or Hope Shuffle?
Nope.
Not even a fuck off.
You know the thing.
Nope.
I have heard so literally.
Well, you're not going to change anybody's mind. No. So what's the point of even talking about it? That's why I don't normally talk politics.
Just discussing ideas. someone you don't understand.
Legendary NBA Hall of Famer and basketball executive Terry Hayes died today at the age of 86.
Those persons, those
Mike
people,
Greenberg reflects on West.
I think there's too much demonization of other people. There's this popular thing about I think that is a I don't see as much hate as I supposedly hear about it. I don't actually see it. I see people that disagree and they have their own frames of reference. But
West was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
I just don't see
There's a lot of fear mongering going on, creating fear of other people, to create an others versus us versus them.
No, that's the whole point. And everyone. I wish that everyone wasn't.
One more hour.
Yeah, nap time.
Sparks from dragging chains can start a wildfire. Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. K-How News Time, 103. RTV riders frustrated of light rail delays between Lone Tree and Union Station now have another option. RTV says inspections are reducing speeds on sections of the Southeast Rail corridor, increasing travel times on the E and H lines. This rider tells Fox 31 he has experience with those issues. There'll be times where I'll be on the H line and I stop at a roundabout for like 5-10 minutes, and I miss my bus connection back home, and it's just like, yeah, it's rough. RTD is partnering with CDOT to provide Mustang service, with RTD riders able to use the Mustang South line for the same price as an RTD ride. The Broncos are continuing their mandatory mini camp. Today is the second session of their 3-day mini camp. It is the last time the team will be together before training camp begins. Wide receiver Cortland Sutton did not guarantee that he will report to training camp in late July if he cannot come to a new contract agreement with the team. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer. Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
shows.
Okay, I never knew him to be a news reporter.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you don't have many people, you may think custom is a job for experienced professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus,
They watch TikTok.
Blindster.com.
little tired from today.
Yeah, we've had to deal with so much stupid.
I mean, seriously.
And Mark's not even here.
I know. God.
Be heard. Call, text, and now talk back anytime with our free iHeartRadio app. While streaming KHOW and the full screen player, just click the microphone to record your message. Talk back to Denver's talk station now.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK is our number, 303-713-8255, and I can't tell you enough. Please call, please call when you need help 24/7, 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. This hour brought to you by GrossmanWellness.com. I just went there the other day for blood work. Every 3 months I get blood work, plus prescriptions and supplements. It's all included. And by the way, if you ever want to get started, $249 to just see where you stand. No obligation to continue. It's a concierge service. It's being very proactive with your health. You ought to, look into it for $249. You get the blood work, consultation, and all of the information you need to see if you want to do something like that. GrossmanWellness.com. Welcome. So anyway, we were talking to Hector and about an HVAC account and a credit card. And he financed an HVAC system on this Wells Fargo card and paid it off. So that's where we left off the story. Go ahead, Hector.
Yeah, I guess my question was, I can't really use the card for any other home projects other than if I replaced all the windows or something to that extreme. And I called them out here.
Well, is there any charge to keep it?
No, but I just don't want to. I can cut it up, but doesn't that go on your credit report though that it's a revolving account?
Actually, it's a good thing, not a bad thing. If you paid it off, it's actually better for your credit to leave it inactive than it is to close it. If you close it, you have less credit available, and so therefore any credit you use is a bigger percentage of the credit you have. Let me explain that. You know what I'm saying? So let's just say you have 5 cards available and you have a $10,000 limit on each one. That would mean a total credit line of $50,000. Okay, let's just say you had 5 cards, $10,000 each, $50,000. And if you spent $25,000 and we're making payments on it, that would show 50% usage of your credit line. And that is not bad usage. However, well, it might be a little high, but let's say instead of 5 cards, you only had 3 cards and you had $30,000 total and you had that same $25,000 balance, that would show an excessive use of credit. So a credit score is not just your payment activity, but it's the percentage of credit that you use. So having that there, that account, and keeping that card at home in a safe or shredding it or whatever is not going to hurt you.
Well, that was one of my main concerns with having too many. People have too many cards sometimes, and that shows that you got a lot of debt. Sometimes.
But listen, Hector, it doesn't work that way anymore. Now what they look at is not just, they look at the percentage of credit used on a monthly basis. So they don't care how many cards you have, it's how many you use and pay off that counts. If you use too many of them, even if you pay them off, it's showing too much utilization, and that's a negative. But if you only use up to, like, say, 20 or 30% utilization, it counts higher in your total FICO. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because my credit was shot up pretty good, so it's just about 755.
It's
So
gonna
that's
it's
pretty
gonna
good for-
actually help you, man. It's but
Right, I just
and
didn't
you know
want
there's
to-
nothing wrong with keeping it for emergencies, right?
Well, the question was, I wanted to do some more projects, but nobody accepts that card.
Oh, wait.
Wells Fargo has a-
What do you mean accepts it? So what kind of is it a Visa or MasterCard based or what?
It's neither.
Oh.
It's a home repair card that they gave me when I signed up with Fix It 24/7.
A home repair card? I've never heard of it actually. I thought it was just like a regular card, no?
Oh no! It's not a Visa, because I even went to the other banks like Westera, and they told me, well, if it doesn't say Visa or MasterCard, I don't know what
Let's
kind
see.
of card it is.
Okay. What company? I'm just reading this now. It's called a Home Projects credit card.
Right.
Okay. I see. So the Home Projects credit card provides homeowners this is a weird one. I never heard about this card before. But they say many home improvement stores like Lowe's, and I believe there's a bunch of them that take it.
Well, I called Home Depot, and they said they would take it, but then they called Wells Fargo, and Wells Fargo said I could only use the people on their list.
Oh, okay. I get it.
But all the people that Wells Fargo has on their list are brand new window installations and brand new doors.
Well, they
installations.
have heating and cooling. They have furniture stores. I'm looking at it right here. They have roofing and siding companies. They have flooring companies. But window and door Do you know why? I'll tell you why, Hector. Because they probably pay a discount. So, in other words, merchants may not want to be part of it. It's like with all credit cards. For example, if you charge something that's $1,000, the retailer may only get $980 or something. There might be a discount, and they might. That's how they make their money.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of. I got the list, and I went down the list, and I was saying I need a couple of storm doors replaced and a window in the bathroom replaced with new. And so they said, okay, we'll come out and take a look at it. And then when they got here, I got sales for the windows all the way around the house, and about an hour of talking to somebody. I said, I just need a look at the promise here. I just need.
Yeah, they're all trying to make this into like a lead generation tool. What do you pay? What interest do you pay on the Wells Fargo card?
None, because I paid it off and I'm not using it, and I'm banking.
No,
with
but
it
I'm
because
asking, what is the normal interest? Is there an interest rate, or is it so much time to pay with no interest?
Well, it was 7.99, I think it was, when I had my furnace and
Okay, but it doesn't cost you anything to just keep the card. There's no annual fee or anything.
No.
Okay.
No. There's a zero balance on it. It just says you have $12,500 available for for home repairs. But like I said, it's worthless because I really can't use it anywhere.
Yeah.
I've already.
Well, the short answer is it's not going to hurt you. But thank you very much, because that was a very interesting call. By the way, Dave's got a comment on this. Go ahead, Dave. What's your comment?
Hey, Tom. How you doing today?
Good, Dave. What's going on?
It's pretty odd because I just went through the same thing yesterday. I had AC and a furnace done a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
A little Plumline did a great job.
Good. So Plumline uses it too?
Yeah, and it was for a carrier. The way the card is listed came on a Wells Fargo paperwork, and the card says carrier on it.
Right.
And then you have your account number, but there's no expiration date on it, no PIN, no nothing along those lines.
Yeah, but can you reuse it?
Well, I tried yesterday to do another plumbing repair.
Yeah.
Again with Plumline.
Right.
And I said, "Can I put this on the card?" And he said, "Well, we'll see." And then he looked at the card. He said, "Well, there's no expiration date on it. I can't use it."
What? Okay, because he can't use it like a regular credit card.
Right, and there's there's a magnetic strip on the back of it, but there was no way that he could import
Well,
it
are you a
into his-
parent? Well, let me ask you this.
Sure.
Can you call them? Well, maybe this account is revolving somehow.
Well, that's where it gets deeper. I called after I paid Plumline. They got out of here.
Right.
Again, excellent job. So I called Wells Fargo. I said, "What's up with this card?" I said, "I had, it's got a $19,500 credit limit on it."
How long did you pay off your HVAC?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and so what did Wells Fargo say?
They said, "Well, we closed the account because of inactivity."
Oh. How long had it been inactive?
Well, probably right at a year.
Yeah, but you were already paying on your HVAC. But was it totally inactive for a year, or were you still paying back the HVAC?
The HVAC was paid off within the first 6 months.
Oh, okay, that's why. So I see. So they closed it automatically, is what you're saying.
Right, with no notification, nothing in the mail saying, go use this. But
I get it.
I just thought it was kind of odd, and when I called them, I said, "Can I reinstate this?" They said, "No, we closed it in March. The only thing you can do is reapply."
Yeah, well. Oh, well. You know what? It's not the great. It's not a bad thing, but it's not the greatest. What were you going to use it for?
I was going to use it on the plumbing repair that I was having done yesterday.
Well,
so it was still with the same company
with Plumline, right? What do you need done?
Yeah. Well, I just had to have a drain cleared out.
Okay.
And they got here. They got it taken care of. It was.
Yeah, but that's only 93. That's what they start drain clearing at, just 93, or it's free, they call it. So that's not going to cost.
Like I was saying, I had the card. I figured I'd give it a try.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but they don't. It's not meant to be a regular credit card, though. It's a project card. Thank you very much for calling. And 303-713-8255. We got more coming up. I want to tell you about Compass Insurance, still doing insurance checkups to make sure you're not paying too much or you're not underinsured. That's 303-996-9000.
Attention Colorado business owners. Want to boost your presence and attract customers? Valpak reaches over 1 million local households each month. Perfect for restaurants, auto shops, retail, entertainment, salons, spas, healthcare, or home service businesses. For just pennies per home, stay top of mind with 2 customized mailings per month and trackable campaigns. New Valpak customers get a free mailing. Call us today at 1-855-2-VALPAK. That's 1-855-2-VALPAK. Valpak, your success delivered.
Discount Bath. Now, those are words you don't normally see together, but discountbath.com wants you to know that your bath doesn't have to break the bank. They have a great system. You call them, and they'll give you a complete upfront pricing on a beautiful remodel. And you know what they're doing right now? Tear out and haul aways of the old bathroom free of charge, which can be like a $3,000 value. They want you to know they can do the whole bathroom or any part of the bathroom, tub to shower conversions, or just a partial bathroom remodel. They have warranties on all labor and materials, including lifetime warranty on the shower wall systems. That's discountbath.com, 720-979-2322. These are people I know and trust. Get them on your side when it comes to a bathroom, and do it now. Discountbath.com, 720-979-2322. You know, I don't ever want you to need or to use Joe Lazzara because he's a criminal defense attorney. But I will tell you this. Joe Lazzara is there. We've done the shopping for you. If you ever have a problem with a DUI or any other kind of a charge, don't shop when you're under pressure. Joe Lazzara does a very simple way of business. He'll give you free legal advice up front, consultations, and then if you hire him, it's a flat rate price. That's Joseph A. Lazzara, attorney at law. And you give them a call for that free upfront consultation. And then, as I said, flat rate pricing. Lazzara. Find Joe Lazzara at referralist.com or call him at 303-429-6200. You know, loans right now, people are still getting loans to buy houses, yeah, and or they're refinancing to get rid of high interest debt, whatever it is. Ideal Home Loans is the only one with the interest rate guarantee. So I say Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan, 303-867-7000. Call them today and get done in as little as 3 weeks or less with the interest rate guarantee. 303-867-7000. Hey, Dragon?
Yeah,
Yo.
that's email.
I need for Juneteenth, I need a copy of that discount bath.
Okay.
Just that one, thank you, and then I'll edit it down to what I need.
Yep, you got it, buddy.
How much time do I have?
Yeah.
2.
Two, thanks. I think I have coffee up there, but I think my cream curl is
Great. Okay, sounds good. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. Oh, the home repair card? Okay, what's your name? Brian, Brian? Okay. All right, hold on for me.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Glenn's got a comment on these home repair cards that the guy just called about. Go ahead, Glenn.
Yeah, so I actually have a small heating company, and we use Synchrony Potential for consumer credit processing on that, and they generally have deals like low fixed interest for a length of time or indefinitely with no prepayment penalty. They also do like 6 months in cash.
Isn't Synchrony the same as Amazon's bank?
You know, I think it might have been for a while. I think they got Citibank or somebody over there too now. But Synchrony does a lot of this consumer financing with promotional deals, and it's actually really a nice plan. I mean, I got people that can't afford stuff using it. I got people that can afford stuff using it, and it costs us money is the dirty little secret. So somewhere along the line, it usually makes everybody's sales numbers go up a little bit to pay for that, but it's wonderful for the client if they can, go out and drop $20,000 on a nice new system somewhere, or 10 or 2 or whatever.
Okay, so they do pay you a discount, right? You have to pay. You get a discounted amount.
We get we pay somewhere between 6 and 12% depending on who it is and what the program is, and usually the longer it's financed for, the more it costs, obviously. But it's specific to the company that pulls the promo, and usually you can reuse it with the same company with the credit card. No harm, no foul. It's just you can't run it on a card machine. You got to go in and process a thing called a sales slip, and then tell them what promotion you're using the next time.
Oh, so they can't just go and pick something up and use the card.
Right. Yeah, you got to do it with the same vendor, and the same vendor has to run it through Synchrony's fax line and get it approved, authorized.
But do you find that it helps you to close sales?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's invaluable to most companies, big or small, and it raises your revenue because you're offering quite a chunk of the general population around here, an option to get something right now that they may not be able to swing otherwise.
You know what? You're absolutely right. That could be a real problem. If people can't get financed, I totally agree with you, totally.
And these guys work with people clear down into the high 500s. I mean, they may not always give them a full line for what they want. If you got a 560 score and you want, $30,000 and you make $30,000 a year and you still have a mortgage, that's probably not going to fly. But so they're careful, but they're very, very easy to deal with.
All right. Thanks for calling about that. I appreciate the information. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I am all for designations, but I think sometimes it gets a little ridiculous because I read somewhere that Denver was given a designation. Are you ready for it? I'm not kidding you. As the #1 city for naked cycling. Now, somebody's got to go through some real extreme kind of public relations kind of stuff to put out a survey like this. #1 for naked bicycling. Come on. I mean, give me a little break here when it comes to that kind of stuff. How important is that? And in fact, I have never seen, I would say in all of my years, I have never once, not once, seen a naked cyclist ever. I don't even know if it's legal. But that is what I read. You look it up. And they had a whole survey, but I don't have it in front of me. I was going to show you. I was going to tell you who else ranked here, but it's not even worth it. Yeah. Also, there was a survey done by Monster.com about bosses. And they categorized bosses into like a dozen or more categories. Actually, a ton of categories. But do you know some of these categories? I look at them and I think, okay, do you have a boss like this? Let me just tell you, the one that stood out, because I think we've all had one of these, the screamer boss. The boss who shouts and screams at everything and is pissed off at everything. It's called the screamer boss. Or the fearmonger boss.
Hey, Tom, I think it's called the wife.
Oh, come on, Mo. That's not popular to say. Somebody tell him would you tap him, Dragon, and tell him the year is 2024? Thank you. Isn't it? Yeah, it's 2024. Just in case, you're not supposed to say things like that. The screamer boss. What about the fearmonger? Oh, and by the way, speaking of such, if that is true, then Deputy Doc got fired. Anyway, the fearmonger boss, the one who wants you to fear for your job all the time, that's a sick feeling. Or the manipulator. This is a smooth-talking boss. But it's more of a smooth talker, motivated kind of, but they want to get you to do things. things. You see, they look at people as resources. Hey, Johnny, you're doing such a great job. Have you thought about doing this? What about the bumbler boss? The boss who almost does nothing right. And they're always worried about their own job, and you kind of feel sorry for them, almost. But they're not terrible people. You almost, like I say, feel sorry for them and support them. Sometimes that's a purposeful technique. Now, that's a little different than the clueless boss. Now, the clueless boss is truly clueless. They don't even know they're bumbling. They're just clueless. And you wonder, how did they get their job? That kind of boss is kind of weird. They can make like edicts and requirements that make no sense. That's in my opinion, the worst kind of boss. I mean, a screamer boss, yeah, you don't want one of those and all of that. The fear guy, I hate the fear guy. I don't know if I've ever had a fear guy. I've had some fear middle managers at times over the years. The manipulator, yeah, we see that. The bumbler, the clueless. What about the old school boss? This is the way things used to be, and this is the way I do them. I mean, really? That won't work anymore. But what about this one? The God boss. Not a yeller, not a screamer, not a manipulator, but they just feel like they know it all. And my power is above all. So you just do this, John. John, I've noticed here, this is what we're going to do. You know? And then the Teflon boss. Well, we know what the name means. Come on. That Teflon boss never, ever, ever is anything his fault. Never, ever, 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 ever. Everything is what he inherited or because of his employees. And then you have, I don't get this one, the what boss? It's like, where is he? What boss? It's the guy that drives by work every once in a while or phones it in. He's kind of a boss. The owners love him. They don't know why. You never see the guy. He's out golfing or sometimes doesn't even come in. You kind of do all the work, but he's the boss. And then the paranoid boss. This is outright the most terrible boss you can have. Hey, who are you talking with? What was that all about? Did so-and-so call you about me? Or why are they doing this to our division? What the hell's going on at that board of directors? I don't know if I'm going to be around long. That is the paranoid boss. Yeah. Totally different than the other kinds. They're like just really, it's just paranoia. And then what about the boss? This one is not to be confused with the martyr boss. The martyr boss is like, oh, I'll do anything for the good of the company. Everything is company rah-rah. But then there's the other kind. It's kind of like that, the world on his shoulders boss. Everything is too much. Oh my God, I have worked so hard this week. Are you kidding me? I got to do this too? I guess I'm not surprised. I'll deal with it. The world is on his shoulders. What kind of boss do you have? How about, okay, this one is probably, I don't know. What do you think about the buddy boss? What do you think?
A boss that takes breaks on time.
Hey, shut up, Braggin. Oh, bragging. That's a manipulator right there. Hey, anyway, the buddy boss. The buddy boss. Everybody is their buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, you want to come over? You want to go out for coffee? You know, you get close to the guy and then bam. We got more coming up. I'm Tom Martino.
Why, you didn't like that?
Clever.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Some slowdowns on the south end of town. Parker Road northbound after East Broncos Parkway. Fire activity blocking 2 lanes has stop and go back from Long Avenue, about a 2-minute delay. North of there, Arapahoe Road eastbound approaching South Peoria Street. Road work in the right lane has slow driving back from Havana. Once again, about a 5-minute delay. Heading out west through Inglewood, Dartmouth Avenue, both east and westbound roads are closed for emergency repairs between Federal Boulevard and Zuni. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies. It's a warm one out there today, folks. High 94, overnight low of 63. Hot tomorrow as well, mostly sunny with a high of 95. The current temperature in Denver is 93 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Hey, John Fuller is a personal injury attorney. And what he is a wealth of information on this show and for you. Because you can call him at any time free of charge if you had an accident and you want to know what's up. Now, if you decide to hire him, that's good too, but the information's free. And he loves talking to people. You don't go through a call center or any intermediaries. You can talk to John directly. And listen, he does have a support staff and all of that, but he believes in handling customers and clients personally. So, as I said, he'll work for you on a percentage fee basis if you hire him, no out of pocket. And you get his personal cell phone that you can call or text at any time. And that's the real deal. John Fuller, Fuller Law. Notice the difference, 303-597-4500. That's 597-4500, myaccidentlawyer.co. So we've heard of the do-it-yourself blind places. Now let me tell you another way, Made in the Shade. These are the folks that I know and love that come to your house, and with a designer, they measure everything and then make suggestions on what goes where to get the most bang for your buck. If you decide to go through, then they have the installers. Everything's guaranteed. The major manufacturers and the labor from Made in the Shade. Give them a call and get started. No obligation. Made in the Shade. That's denvershades.co. denvershades.co, 720-458-6566.
Selling.
Okay, zoom.
So you're redoing your kitchen and bath? Got just the place for you. Below wholesale pricing on cabinets, granite sinks, faucets, bath hardware, and all kinds of accessories. Buy and build. Great for do-it-yourselfers or send your contractor. And another option. Let buy and build do it all. Turnkey, low cost, high quality. Buy and build. 560 South Lapan, just west of I-20.
You know, I think in many ways,
303-295-6022. Buyandbuild.net. Do you feel a burning, tingling, or numbing sensation in your feet? You may have grown used to it, but Dr. Anderson, DC from Foot Range Medical Center wants to tell you why you need to get it treated. Doctor, what is peripheral neuropathy? Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and lower legs. Its major symptoms are numbness, burning, shooting pain, and balance issues. Can it be treated? It absolutely can in most situations with great results.
Hey, Russ, if you want to, I will pick you up on Friday at 2:30. It's Friday at 2:30. If not, just text me or let me know.
He has a deep voice.
What?
That guy has a deep voice. Hi, this
Yeah.
is Russ. Is he a cowboy? Sounds like he's a cowboy. Hi, this is Russ. Better leave me a message.
Get rewarded for shopping with Drop. With Drop, you can earn free gift cards on groceries, gas, and more. Download Drop now and use code DROP55 to get $5 in points. Join Drop today.
Home Improvements. DRHI.com.
It's the Dan Kapla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Wednesday at 4. Should Dave Williams stay or go as GOP chair? Reportedly more and more votes lining up to remove him. Should Hunter Biden do time? And what should Trump do to prepare for the 627 debate? Join me at 4.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So let's take this question on a lane violation, because I just paid one this morning. I got sick and tired, and it's not mine, it was my son. A double lane. More and more people are getting these, my God. They just are unbelievable. They seem to have cameras everywhere. And for those listening, we're not talking about a speeding violation or running a red light. They notice your car in an express lane, and then they notice it not in an express lane, yet that you did not go through one of the things. So they're assuming you crossed the double line. Is that what happened, Floyd?
Yes, as a matter of fact, that is what happened, Tom. And they charge you $75
if you pay immediately, or it's $150 if you don't.
Correct. If you don't pay it by a certain date. And I just got it yesterday, and the delay in getting the actual citation was 2 weeks. So I have 2 weeks to pay it, which I'm fighting it. But they don't make fighting it any easier, Tom. When you go online.
Yeah. I went online, and I saw there was a place to fight it, but I didn't do it. What's involved in fighting it?
Well, you go to their website, you go in, you type in your license plate number, your violation.
Right, I got all that, right.
Yeah, so it allows you to go in, and you have to select a reason why you're fighting it. And the reasons are like, my car was stolen, it's not my car, it's a rental, it's the owner's dead. I mean, ridiculous things. You can't contest it based on, I disagree with this. You have to have one of these ridiculous outs to get out of it. And if you select other, it tells you you didn't select a civil penalty reason or something. So basically, this organization, who gives them authority? And I mean, I just feel like telling them,
Well, I'll tell you who gives them authority. When they sign up as with a municipality to take care of this, or the state, then the state gives them authority to do it.
Okay.
Or the municipality. In other words, they do give them. Now, here's the thing. The way to fight it without fighting it like that is to not pay it. And then you would be served. That would be a better forum if you simply want to say, I don't believe. But how do you fight it, though, if they have a picture of your car in and out?
Yeah, one is in the regular lane,
right?
Regular traffic lane, and then the other one is in the.
No, I know. They don't show you actually crossing. I get that.
Exactly. This is Big Brother.
But where they set those up, where they set the cameras up, is after the toll reader. So if it's not, listen, I know what I'm saying. What I mean is this: if you're in the express lane before the toll reader, and then you're out of it. No, wait a minute. No. I don't wait.
There's access areas. What they're telling me.
I know. They're saying that if they read your plate going through that reader, No, that's not it either. Then you would have gotten a toll. I don't get it. I think there's a way they take a picture, and I know my YouTube morons probably know. When you're driving, picture this. They take a picture of you outside of the lane, and then after the toll reader, it's inside the lane. Then they think you that's what it is. Then they think you bypassed it, right?
Right, yes. Yes, and they're calling it a safety violation.
I know, that's exactly. I know. There's nothing safe about it or unsafe.
Yeah. And I'll be quite honest, I'm new with this Express Pass. I forget.
Yeah, but truly,
I'm like, oh.
Truly, though,
I can use the lane.
Here's the deal. Truly, what the hell? You probably did it, right? I mean, what would you, when you say you would disagree, when you say you would disagree just to disagree, what does that even mean?
That I did anything wrong. I mean, I got the pass. I have a preloaded pass with, $100 on it. And first off, I didn't even know you had to enter it at a certain spot. I'll be honest. I had no idea.
Okay,
so I pulled into that lane, heading north, but there was no safety implication there. I'm a safe driver.
You know what though? You're not gonna win.
I know, but it's $75. How do they justify a stupid $75 charge for this? It's.
I agree with you on everything you're saying.
I know you do.
I think it's one of the dumbest violations. Look, running a red light, that's different. Now, I don't think going 3 inches over that line you should be charged, but running a red light, I can see where you'd be charged. Donald, you have a question about a state pension I'll take right after this. Just hang on, okay? We got more coming right up. They're really...
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
New slowdowns on the north end of town. I-25 southbound approaching Highway 36 and I-270. A crash in the right lane as stop and go back from Thornton Parkway. We're seeing a 5-minute delay. South of there, I-70 westbound, some road work at Steel Street has slow driving between Colorado Boulevard and York. If you're heading to DIA this afternoon, I-70 eastbound, stop and go between 225 and Pena Boulevard. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies. It's a hot one out there today with highs in the mid-90s, overnight low of 62. Tomorrow, mostly sunny as well with a high of 95 degrees. The current temperature in Denver is 95 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan at 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and I sell custom blinds designed for do-it-yourselfers. Unlike stock blinds offered at big box retailers, Blindster blinds are custom made for your windows and shipping is free. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Keelan Park, that's Keele, and Park with the E on the end of it too. Keelan Park are estate planning attorneys, and I've said this before, I hope you never need them right away. However, everyone should have an estate plan. I don't want you rushing into it. So please, without urgency is the best way to plan your estate. They sit down and go through everything with you free of charge, and then come up with a plan with flat rate pricing. You don't do it better than this. This is the way to get it done. No pressure. All you do is tell them about your life, what you own, your estate, your investments, your fine arts, whatever you have, and then what your wishes are, including how you want to pass your business on, whether selling it or leaving it to heirs. Call them, get a free analysis and pricing. 970-818-8198, lawkp.com. Europlumbingcolorado.net. When I say that name, I want you to think deals. No one says this but Europlumbing. The cheapest repairs you're going to get for the value, the best value at the lowest prices with water heaters, bar none. $12.99 for a 40-gallon fully installed. $14.99 for a 50-gallon. They say no one can beat them, and they want you to put them to the test. Europlumbingcolorado.net, 303-668-6844. Hey, the Art of Granite, they have a deal they love. Free remnants, that's right. So free materials, meaning if you can find it, and they have some 3/4 slabs and some other big pieces in their remnant yard, and if you can find a piece for you, then they do the job free of charge as far as materials. You only pay for the fabrication and installation. Why don't you call them? It's a great deal, and they'll give you prices on the phone and let you know if they have what you need. TheArtOfGranite.com, 303-386-5919.
Dragon.
What?
This is Ron. Ron, this
Ron?
is Dragon.
Oh, you good, sir?
He got me lunch.
Look at you. Aren't you special?
I am special. We're just getting ready to end. See? That says that means he is out of here to go take a nap
That means my day's over.
in about 2 minutes. And then I gotta get them nuts set up, so anyway. But okay, we're still off, so let me go walk you out.
Today's the 12th, right?
Are we done with the lawfare in the 2024 election or just done for now? And is Dave Williams done for as chair of the Colorado GOP? We won't be done till 4, but the fun starts at 2 on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Let's continue. And we have Donald who has a question on the state pension. Go ahead, Donald.
Yeah, Tom, you're the troubleshooter. I just need the phone number to see if Uncle Billy can get a pension from the state of Colorado since he's been here all his life.
If who can?
Uncle Billy. He lives. We live in the Forum. It's an apartment building right by the city and county building, and he wants to know if he can get a old age pension from the state of Colorado since he worked here all his life.
Did he work for the state?
Oh, that's why I called you up. I go, wow, you didn't work for the state. No, he worked for like Coors.
But there is. Are you when you say old age pension? Do you mean Social Security?
He already gets that.
Well, there's no other automatic pension for anyone just because they've worked here.
You know what? That's what I was telling him. I think he's talking about his buddy Steve because Steve worked for the city and county. No.
Here's the deal, Donald. Donald, listen. Social Security is the only universal one if you've worked 40 quarters. That's the only one. The only other ones would be specifically like if you worked for the educational, for schools, or if you worked for the state or federal governments. But that's totally different. Or if you worked for a nonprofit and you had a 403B or a 401k with a private company, or even a 457 is another kind of a plan. But none of these are automatic. I mean, if he wasn't part of it, there's no way he's going to get anything. So you better tell him that. That's it. Now, Brad O'Brien, really quickly. The just cause lease says you have to have what? A good reason for eviction, or for not renewing. Is that what it says?
You have to have one of the stated reasons for not renewing a tenant at the end of their term, which is you want to sell the property, you want to, the landlord wants to move back in, or their family wants to move back in, or you want to renovate it.
Do you think it's that burdensome or not? Because it sounds like those are pretty reasonable or not. But if you simply want to rent, let's say, to a sibling or to a nephew or niece, can you do that?
No, the family member has to be in your immediate family.
Oh, so you can't just, if you have like a nephew graduating college and you want to rent to them, you don't have the choice.
No, I think it's your immediate family.
Wow.
Your dependents.
Okay. But so there is some restriction then. And a tenant can always challenge it, right?
Yep.
All right, by the way, olslaw.com, when Brad's not here, olslaw.com, 720-370-7388. Save all your problems for me. Thanks, guys. Hello. Okay. Yeah, well, thank you. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he meant by some kind of pension plan, but. All right. I'll take your cup and stuff. My cream turned at the wrong time. You got a busy day?
Yep, I'm always busy.
Really?
Yep.
That's good. What do you got going on?
Half the work I do is going to court and half is transactions.
So you go to court a lot?
Oh, yeah.
So what do you go to court about? Usually evictions and stuff or what?
Yes, but also